Welcome to Pembroke Hall Memories podcast. I am Lance, or Jelly, or Prince, as most Pembroke Hall people know me. And my co-host is Philip, or Any, or NFL, as most Pembroke Hall people know him. And both of us are from Calbeck Avenue. Our mission on this podcast series is to explore how Pembroke Hall, a small community in the Kingston 20 area, surrounded by Joesland, just across Washington Boulevard, Marvalley, Trucks Garden, or Francis Land as I know it, Arlene Garden, Patrick City, just across the Sandy Gully, became the epicenter of football or soccer for some people in Jamaica in the early 1970s. Pembroke Hall was also home of some of the most legendary musicians and entertainers of that era. I was still going to Pembroke Hall Primary when every single Sunday a triple header was played at the original ball ground at the intersection of Calbeck Avenue, Pembroke Hall Drive, now Kennel Drive. One morning match and two evening match was played to a capacity crowd. These teams, Patosi Rovers, Carawina, Asphalt, Covey, El Furto, and Dreads, was joined by Marvalley Uenden to play in the Pembroke Hall Corner League football tournament. And every baller in Jamaica at the time wanted to play in a Pembroke Hall Corner League to showcase them skills as the first officially organized Corner League football tournament in Jamaica. In this conversation, we hope to capture the memories of players, supporters, and any members of the Pembroke Hall community, male or female, who want to come and share their stories. Your feedback and support will be greatly appreciated on whatever social media platform you might be listening, and thanks in advance. Today is Sunday, September 25th, 2022, and welcome back to another conversation about Pembroke Hall memories. Me, as usual, Jelly, our Prince, our Lance, as most Pembroke Hall people know me, and by now you know any one of those names will do. Our co-host this week don't need no introduction because he's turning out to be one of the best night watchman in the business. And when I send for him to bat out in an emergency, him nah give him wicked. So welcome back, Andre Taylor Damville. Our guests in this conversation this week have a very special meaning to me. Firstly, they are all females, and they are like sisters and a second mother to me. The family moved to Pembroke Hall in 1964, I think, but we get the date right. With one daughter, and she solidified her Pembroke Hall citizenship by having two more girls while living at Pembroke Hall. Or as we can use a politically incorrect term, she had two anchor babies to make sure she could never be deported from Pembroke Hall. I met this family in the early 1980s through my older brother Patrick, and we have remained friends over all these years. I was always treated like a brother when I visited their home on Aqualita Vale, and Moms, as I affectionately call her, always make sure we get food to eat when we visited. I don't know the origin stories in Pembroke Hall, so this conversation will be very historic for me as well as the listeners to this conversation. But without further fanfare, let me introduce the Hylton clan, as I call them. Mommy, Michelle, Gillian, and Nikki Hylton. And Mommy, you go ahead and introduce yourself first.
I'm Gloria Hylton, officially known as Mommy.
And what year did you move to Pembroke Hall, Mommy?
I was trying to figure it out the other day, and I thought it was around 1964.
Okay, that's the same time I moved from Pembroke Hall. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the same time. Yeah.
Yeah. And Michelle, introduce yourself.
I'm Michelle Hylton. Turnbull now, but I mean Hylton at the time, of course. And I'm the eldest of the three girls.
Mm-hmm.
And what I should tell you, I went to St. Hugh's.
Mm-hmm.
So, and basically all my years were spent in Pembroke Hall, just like everybody else on here.
Mm-hmm. And Gillian, introduce yourself.
So I'm Gillian Hylton, as I was known in Jamaica, and I also attended St. Hugh's up until 1985 when I migrated here to Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Mm-hmm. And Nikki, introduce yourself.
But Nikki Hylton, I am the baby of the bunch, always getting in my sister's way. So I lived my whole life growing up in Pembroke Hall as well. Went to St. Hugh's High School. Left in '85 after graduating from St. Hugh's when we moved to Connecticut.
Yeah. Andre, reintroduce back yourself, my brother.
Yes, Lance. I am Andre Taylor Danville. My family moved to Pembroke Hall in 1962. Unlike the young ladies on today's conversation, I did not attend St. Hugh's. I attended Excelsior. but I had the pleasure of visiting St. Hugh's every evening as I rode home with my neighbors, and their daughter, Yola Mulvaney, was at St. Hugh's. So her brother and I got to tour the campus in the evening. So I feel a part of the St. Hugh's family.
Mm. I thought that a KC boys, but we're not getting that on the show.
Yes, the brother school. Right?
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, so I'm glad we finally pull this off. So, Mommy, most of the questions I'm going to start with you because what year you remember moving to Pembroke Hall?
About 1964.
And where were you coming from? In what community were you coming from?
I was coming from Vineyard Town in that area.
Mm-hmm. So what made you decide to move to Pembroke Hall?
Got a house there.
That's it? Nothing else?
Yes. We bought a house. I used to live in. I had Michelle in Vineyard Town.
Mm-hmm.
Or is that?
It's Rollington.
It's
I thought it was Franklin Town.
Fernandez, I think, is Rollington.
It's over there, though.
Over
Anyway.
East Kingston here, Mama. We're not going to
Right. We're not getting
Yeah, go ahead.
house there. We wanted a house, and we bought. At the time, Pembroke Hall was the going thing, where lots of teachers and government workers and people like that
Mm-hmm.
was. When my husband bought it, I didn't even know where it was.
Oh, you never know about Pembroke Hall before at all?
Right, it came into existence around that time. I could 4 or so years before.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So when you first moved to Pembroke Hall, what impression you get when you come to Pembroke Hall? When you see the place, it was like...
Well, I liked it very well, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It was the houses weren't that small.
Mm-hmm.
It was good so far.
Mm-hmm.
Better in a rent place,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot of people come on and talk about that. Them finally get them one key for turn.
Yeah, 1 keys, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And at the time, I just had Michelle, so it was good for me.
Yeah.
I
So
first year
yeah,
there,
boy.
my father from the country and plant a breadfruit tree.
Who that, your father?
Yes, from country. Come from country, Glengoff.
Yeah.
And the first thing he did was to plant a breadfruit tree.
And what's so significant about the breadfruit tree? Why not a mango or an ackee tree?
He said, you know what he said to me? You see this tree? You'll never be hungry as long as you live.
Okay, I hear you. That's a whole heap of food all around at the house. I'm right about that for true. Yes. I hear you. So all right, so Michelle, and I'm coming back to you, Mommy. So Michelle, what your early memories of Pembroke Hall? What were your early memories of Pembroke Hall?
My first memory, as far back as I can remember, is whole heap of kids. Finally, I say whole heap of kids, and we could get to play together.
Oh, yeah.
So it was friends, lots of friends. That was the community. That was the
open lot before.
The open lot, and just everybody beside me. So it was really like a community of a whole lot of children, lot of people my age. And that was it.
And you remember that square that used to be right in front of the house?
We were talking about it before. Come on. Yeah, the triangle. Yes.
The and Aqualita right there. Everybody used to meet right there.
That was the meeting place. That was our meeting place.
Oh, so that was like, yes, you're right. That's nice. Like a playground for everybody who live in that area, right? That's why, yes, a safe playground. Yes.
Yes. We used that. In fact, they used to play football there.
I remember that. Too. Yeah.
To have corner league. I can't forget that. I mean, as girls, we couldn't get out the road, but with the people out the road and look. But as girls, we weren't allowed to go on the road. Girls don't go on the road. Good girls don't.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that because we need to know. We get it. So, Mommy, you could have look he could have just stayed at the house and look over upon the field and play with Michelle play first and then the rest of them.
Funny enough, Lance, the guys that used to play on the field, they used to say, "Don't kick the ball over Miss Hilton's house. Make sure you don't do that." It's probably 1 or 2 times it would escape from them.
Yeah.
But normally they would never kick it across there. Plus, I had 3 girls growing up.
Yeah. But you sound like a good being, by the way, mommy, because when me live from Quebec Avenue, if the ball going at the people house, a cutlass will come out, and the ball will get chopped up.
Yeah.
You know what? Enough we know we broke with cricket ball and all them things. But I'm not going to distract this conversation. So yeah. So Gillian, what are your early memories of Pembroke Hall?
My early memories. I guess the fact that we had neighbors that we could play with. I mean, there were the Salmons to the left, and they had children, so we always had neighbors we could visit there.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the right hand side was an elderly lady, but still a good neighbor as well, and you could always talk to her. So I guess that would be the earliest memory I would have.
And Nikki, your earliest memory of Pembroke Hall?
So I think similar to Michelle and Gillian, mine is all about community, right? Because and when I think about it today and I compare what neighborhoods are like today, there's such a difference, right?
Yeah.
It was a big sense of community. You knew everybody in the area, in that circle, right? And everybody looked out for everybody. I remember the Salmons on the one side of us had 2 boys, and Mr. Salmon would treat us like his own children. Same thing with mommy treating the boys like her own children. On the other side was the older neighbor, Miss Grands and Miss Dacus, and they looked out for us as well, even though they didn't have any children. So I think it was the sense of community is what sticks with me.
Yeah, you have mentioned something very important, because since we live here now for 20 years, the less than and it's something I miss in terms of growing up. Like, I don't see like that at Pembroke Hall at all. It's like,
it's not there.
Yeah.
No.
Everybody looked out for everybody. And so even kids on the road were careful on how them behave, because them know that if they misbehave, the neighbor was going to tell them mother or them father.
Yeah.
So it was just a big sense of community, especially in that circle right where we were. Because mommy never allowed us out of the house. So that's the circle we knew.
Yeah, and then because the football, the triangle right there, that was an added bonus. It's like it's a big plus at a playground right in front of it. So yeah.
Well, Lance, one of the things that I have to observe in the early conversation here is how youthful and vibrant mommy sound like the girls.
Well,
I mean, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that, because mommy sounds just as youthful and vibrant. So I can't imagine the not going out on the road thing. So mommy was a strict mother then, like the Pembroke Hall mothers were known to be.
Oh my goodness! Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Remind me to tell a story about champs when we get into this conversation.
Yeah, go ahead, mommy. Comment on that, what Andrea said, yeah.
There are many stories I could tell you, but as he said that, let me tell you, mommy had 3 girls and we weren't allowed to go outside on the triangle. But yet still, we knew every boy that played on the triangle. And knew what time they're coming in and what time and who was winning and who wasn't winning and what league was going on. We knew everything.
I mean, Lance, it was to the point where there were 5 little boys on the street, and we knew when the parents were coming in. Yeah, so.
And Michelle, brothers. I was telling your sisters that my family had friends up on Aqualita Vale, the Morrisons, who lived almost in front of that triangle there.
Yep.
Lascelles was the son, and Faith Ann was the daughter, and they had a cousin Trevor who lived with them, and then Across on Annandale, you had the Andersons, Donnie and Precious, and my cousin Andrea Hall. I don't know if you're familiar with them.
Mhm.
No, I
Is-
can't. It's like I'm not, a name is ringing a bell, and I'm wondering how far down Annandale she used to live. That's what I'm. Is it before the path?
Andrea, well, the Andersons live up almost across from the park. It was two sisters and two brothers. Donnie and Precious were the sisters, and my aunt lived next door. They were the Halls. The dad used to drive this Texaco. I believe it was a Texaco oil tanker, and it used to be parked on the sidewalk there.
Why
That
does
is
it
down the
down the
road.
Oh, I don't remember that.
It sound like down the road. That down. You remember where the Claytons used to live? Clayton and the shop used to be down the bottom.
I remember the shop.
That's where I'm
Oh no,
thinking. Right down there.
oh no, they live closer to the top. I mean, we had cousins at the bottom near the Bogles. You know,
Right, the
my
yeah.
aunt was a teacher at Calabar Primary. Salome Walters. She lived down the bottom end of Annandale, but Andrea and them live up. My aunt lived at 71, which was close to the top, or 77, one of those numbers.
But let me ask you something. For Mommy and Michelle, the two of the sound alike, and I'm not sure we're talking sometime when I'm talking. When I forgot to identify myself. And I'm serious, I'm not even trying to flatter Mommy, although I don't need to. But yeah.
No.
But in the sound the same, enough to identify myself and I say, okay, this is Mommy. Or this question go particularly to you. When the move come to Pembroke Hall, the roads them were like, what were the roads? And no house never have no fence or nothing like that.
No, not at all. Not at all. We made our own fence.
Yeah. Okay. And
I just
yeah, go ahead.
no. Thanks that guy for giving me such great. What is it?
Andre, yeah.
Compliment.
That's why I love him so already.
Well deserved,
Lord.
Mommy.
I
Well
want
deserved.
to tell you that. Okay, I had 3 girls, but I made sure to be friendly with the guys on the football field. That if they see that the girls were doing anything on the road,
Oh Lord.
they could come and tell me.
Oh, yeah.
And that is what happened. They would meet them like coming across the bridge, across what the other place name?
We'll talk about that earlier.
As a matter of fact, two of them used to meet them over there and walk them across. So I mean, I had a good rapport with the boys.
Yeah, but Mommy, you sound like you were hip. Where you learn that skill from? For no say, I say you have to protect your girls them to be friendly with the man them round here, or the boys them, not man. Cause look a boy them. Where you learn that skill? That came naturally to you?
It did not come naturally to me, but I was grown up with 6 boys,
Okay.
and you learn from them.
A lot of mothers didn't take your approach at all. A lot of mothers don't realize the boys them in the community are the best protection for your daughter. Them.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, Lance, this is Michelle.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Got to the point, right, that I remember when, you know, the pipe.
Yeah.
Across
Oh, yes.
But
just
Gillian
talked
and
about
Nikki,
the
Gillian and Nikki will talk about that. Yes.
Let me tell you, when it got to the point where school, St. Hugh started to do second shift,
shift,
right? I would have to go on second shift, right? Because of the fact that now I am an upperclassman. You know, now you're gone beyond third form. Listen, Gladstone, I cannot forget Gladstone. There were 2 young men. Gladstone was one and another one, which was assigned to walk me cross the path. What had happened? No, it wasn't that. He was assigned to walk me to the path, not to the pipe, to the bus stop.
The bus stop.
The bus
So
stop.
the problem now is that I knew about the pipe, and I thought this was a great way to go across because it's shorter.
Mm-hmm.
And he never had a choice because he was going across the pipe anyway. So what he would do, he would tell Mommy immediately that I'm crossing the pipe. But he would stand and watch me cross the pipe.
Mm-hmm.
By Queensbury. So when Mommy found out that I was going across the pipe, even although she never agreed with the pipe, Then he was tasked. His task was supposed to come and pick me up and walk with me across the Queensberry and watch me go across the pipe.
So let me ask you something though, right? But Gillian and Nikki talk about this before we start. Because I know that pipe. I mean I say, and them say them used to cross the pipe too. I mean I say, I want to cross the pipe on a girl. Because me, I cross the pipe and me I cross by my bottom.
No. As a girl, listen, that won't work, Gladys.
We were
Yeah, you have
stooping
to-
down.
You
You
have to
have to
bend
stoop down.
over. Lance, you have to bend over. And put one foot careful in front of the other. Because you know the pipe, the flat part, only can hold 1 foot.
Yes.
Yes. So you just have to bend over and your hand on the pipe. And you take 1 foot very carefully in front of the other and go. You can't stand up because you will drop.
And Lance, you don't look in the gully.
No.
You look at where your foot going. You focus on where your foot going, because God help you if you look in the gully.
And you have to make sure before you start cross the pipe, your bag situated
on your
right.
back.
Your back tie on by your bag.
Yes, you have to have it on your back properly.
Yes.
Because you will
Secure. It
run
have to
into
be
problems.
secure. Yeah.
All me can tell you, so no braver than me. I one time I cross that and me not cross it again. Because
No, it was scary. It was scary. It really was. But you know,
But
you
you
have
did
to do
it
it.
daily.
But you have to do it. You have to do what
You have to do it. You have to do it.
because it was the shortest way.
It's the shortest way.
And then when mommy find out that we was crossing the pipe, I think she almost have a heart attack.
She was not amused. At least amused.
Yeah. So all right, mommy, I'll come back to you then, because I have to ask you this question, because I hear about this difference between Pembroke Hall 3-bedroom and 2-bedroom years ago before I moved come here, right? And then since I started this conversation, the difference come up, say, boy, 3-bedroom, the different from 2-bedroom. When you move up Pembroke Hall, you didn't know, say, uptown Pembroke Hall, I live?
No. No. I did not.
So tell me how that go. What the difference? Do you know there was a difference?
I don't think there was a difference. But did they have 2 bedrooms? I did. On the bottom.
We live in a 2-bedroom, mommy. Or at Calbeck Avenue was 2-bedroom for we.
Really?
Yeah, man. I can tell you the geographic line draw. You say all of the houses south. Well, Annandale and Aqualita, I think, were all 3-bedroom.
Okay.
And the same thing up on Calbeck Avenue side, all of the houses south Chesterville, where the supermarket was in the middle of Pembroke Hall.
Yeah.
All of those are south of that were 2-bedroom. And down to Patosa side, where Andrews River, Panchapan, all of those were 2-bedroom.
The ones near to the yard.
Yeah. Below the field, the football field was 2-bedroom. All of them houses are 2-bedroom.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the house them down at the bottom of Pembroke Hall Drive were 3-bedroom. Maybe. I don't know. Andre can tell me that. I don't know.
Well, I think what happened though in Lance was that my memory, like I was telling you on our first conversation, that as a child growing up, one of the things that you saw was a lot of construction, because when families moved in, they would add a carport and they would add an official veranda and grill it around, and so along with those additions were extra bedrooms. So particularly on the 2-bedroom side of Pembroke Hall, you had bedrooms being added because there were, multiple children. Because like the young ladies pointed out, one of the key factors about Pembroke Hall was that most houses had a number of children, and so you had a lot of friends. There were multiple boys, girls, and so parents had to make accommodations for the children. So once they moved in, families started making additions to the house.
True.
So you weren't aware of the difference at all, mommy, because it sounded like you surprised and realized the original house them on certain part of Pembroke Hall were 3-bedroom. And I think,
No,
yeah, go ahead.
because I'm accustomed to like the top part of Pembroke Hall where I used to live. Nearly everybody I know had. So, but as he said before that, a lot of construction went on, like a carport, an extra bathroom, things. So in those days, you don't really take notice of those things.
No.
You put on what you want,
Yeah. I don't think you'd have to go. What them call them? What them call the people? Me say, I forget permit and all them things. I don't even know if my father have to do that. Because for me, 2-bedroom we live in a Pembroke Hall, and about 10 I we living at the house. And
Yeah.
I don't know how will it sleep. Yeah, go ahead, Nikki. Sound like you got something to say. Go ahead.
Permit, and it was that there was this guy on Aqualita, Mr. What name?
Bartolo.
Bartolo.
Bartolo, you're talking. Yeah.
And if you can hand him a money, you're all right.
Get that at the Jamaican way, mommy. So yes.
Yeah. But Mr. Bartolo,
So, was that mommy talking about Mr. Bartolo?
Yes.
Yes.
not Miss Mommy.
Yes, you. Do you?
Oh, is it
Yeah.
breaking up or is it me?
Huh?
Is the reception breaking up?
No.
Okay, so it's my phone. Okay.
But yes, Mr. Bartolo this is Michelle, and Mr. Bartolo lived on Aqualita, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And he lived below the church, below the path.
Yeah, man, I knew Mr. Bartolo well. He and my mom worked together at KCC.
Let's see. Right. Mm-hmm.
He was the host that I knew in Pembroke Hall that had a pool. You remember?
You had a
Yes,
Oh really?
Yes, he had a pool.
yes, he did, and the fountain in the front on the front lawn, that
Yes.
water feature. Yeah.
Yes. He was the only one that I knew of.
You know, so when I hear that, I remember him name, Bartolo, and I thought it was a nickname,
No.
Used to call him Barty. So,
Yeah.
mommy, I think it was Gillian or Nikki had mentioned that you were at Water Commission.
Yes, I used to work with Water Commission.
Were you familiar with a man named Gerald Mulvaney?
No, the name.
Because he was my neighbor on Pantry Pant, and he worked at Water Commission when my mom was at City Treasurer's office or Town Clerk's office.
Can I
And
ask a question?
sure,
He used to work on Church Street or up in Half-a-Tree.
he worked at Church Street.
I should know him.
My mom worked at Church Street as well.
Water Commission?
No, she was at was that City
Hey.
Treasurer's office or Town Clerk's office?
It's
I
a
know there were people like Aston Henry and
I know Aston. Every girl know Aston.
Oh,
you know
wow.
Mr. Henry, yes,
Mm.
and Mr. Fairweather,
Yes.
Mr. Oliphant lived at the corner of Aqualita and Pembroke Hall Drive.
Oh, I don't think I knew. Probably
Mhm.
I didn't stay there very long. I lived in. I was there for a while. When
Oh,
the
okay.
Water Commission.
Water Commission.
Mhm.
All right,
I
but
used to work at APS too.
and
Oh,
JPS,
at JP, were you? And I was asking Gillian and Nikki if you were there with Mrs. Rawl at JPS, because I know
Yes.
she was at.
Oh yes.
that's Kirk and Colleen mother. Andre.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
Kirk
yeah.
and Colleen's mom.
I
Yes.
didn't know the work. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But,
Yep.
but let me ask you something, though, and this go for all I know, and I'm Michelle can take this first, and then Gillian and Nikki can comment on, because you didn't go Pembroke Hall Primary at all. And
No.
I want to know why you just had this Pembroke Hall Primary and never got Pembroke Hall. What is wrong with Pembroke Hall Primary?
I for primary, that's where the opposite side of me came in, because I went to Alvernia Prep. So I guess that's where the opposite side came in, because I never go primary school.
Mm.
And Gillian and Nikki never go primary school either. They went to Alpha Prep. So
Mhm.
I guess they all went to prep school, and prep school in those days was different from primary, if you remember.
Lance.
Yes. Yes. Go ahead, mommy. Yeah.
That was my
Lance. This is mommy.
Yeah.
It's not that we were rich or that anything, but let me tell you something. I had to work, right?
Yeah.
Her dad had to work, but out come they went to Alpha and those places, I had my cousin who used to be at Alpha. He was overseer of the old place and he lived there with his wife. So that was an easy pickup for me.
Yeah, man.
You understand me?
Oh, I mean, clear, that's a good link, as we have said. Them that the right link, because I don't know the same thing.
I keep work in the evenings. I just drive myself to Alpha and pick up the girls.
And this was Alpha Prep, as Gillian and Nikki was saying, not Alpha Primary.
Right.
No, Alpha Prep.
And Gillian, what was the difference between Alpha Prep and Primary?
Just a different set of students altogether. And I'll be honest, if you looked at Alpha Prep, you'd have all of the Asians, the Indians, the light-colored people, and the primary was a little rougher.
Yeah.
So hold on, let me ask something. The primary was like the prep you had to pay.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I got to, but because mom have the links, you know, even if you have to pay, is as reduced fee or none at all. I got
right. I could drop them off in the morning early, and they're taken to school, and I'm going to work.
You
understand me?
Yeah, you couldn't be that at all. Yeah, you couldn't be.
Yeah.
But then if you got the opportunity to send your children to a prep school versus primary, you'd want to send them to the prep school.
But Lance, getting back to you, this is Michelle.
Yeah.
When I went to high school, I realized that Pembroke Hall Primary was very good.
Yeah.
Because I saw most of, a lot of the kids pass and came to high school, so you get to know that, hey, not bad, it's well known. But yeah, there was a big difference.
I think back then, there was a stigma in
I
Jamaica.
think so, definitely.
I think there was a stigma in Jamaica, prep versus primary, because the perception that because you pay for the prep school, it was better.
Right.
Which when we all went to high school, it was a great equalizer. And you realize that was not true. You know? I think just when looking back on it now, I mean, I think that's what happened in Jamaica.
Well, let me comment on that, because I went to Pembroke Hall Primary from 6. I never known what that school was a primary school, right? I never knew about preps. I never knew there was a difference. I didn't know about prep school until I got Meadowbrook.
Yeah.
And what show me, I know, so boy, I kind of fall. Not short, Nikki, because everything else I did good with. I never feel nobody from the prep school know more than me, or even brighter than me.
Right.
But guess what I didn't know? I didn't know nothing about Spanish.
Oh, that exposure. Okay.
No, man, so I'm in the first one now, and some of the kids them are really laugh them Spanish. I mean, do have a clue. I say, wait. But the point is, it never mattered to me, because I say, you're right, Michelle. You're right about that. The quality education at the primary school at the time, well, Pembroke Hall Primary was a good one. St. Richard's Primary, all excellent primary school at the time, and it produced real first-class quality student. And
Yeah, they did.
yeah, so I can, because we're talking about that, Michelle, a couple of people from Pembroke Hall who went to St. Hugh's was, and you know, the older one, Wills, Janice Wills.
Janice and Grace.
And Grace, right. Grace and I went to Pembroke Hall together. And our brother came to Meadowbrook, Milton, and played football for Pembroke Hall and Meadowbrook. So yeah, Pembroke Hall people, them live on at the bottom of Potosi Avenue. So yeah, so the quality, as you say, no, but even when my son them started to go to school, this is before me migrate, a couple of years, I wasn't going to send them down to primary school.
Right.
I said, but you said, no, you now take that risk there at all, but...
And
Well,
I think
it had changed by then, Lance.
Yeah,
because,
probably.
back in the day, Vars Prep was one of the preeminent schools that were getting a lot of passes to high school. But like you pointed out, Pembroke Hall Primary had a very, very good reputation.
Yeah, man.
The pass rate there was very high as well.
Yeah, man.
I went there only for the 4th and 5th grades. Because my parents worked downtown. My mom had KCC and my dad was at Government Savings Bank. They wanted us to be close by, so we went to St. Joseph Infant School and then on to St. Aloysius until the 3rd grade. And then when Pembroke Hall was established, they moved us there for me for 4th and 5th grade.
Yeah, but back to you, mommy. I can see why, as a sense, it's more protection for you drop them at Alpha. Because if them did have to go Pembroke Hall Primary, them have to walk to school.
Right.
And then they have to walk come home and then you're not at home.
Right.
Right.
So only got they get lunch and dinner.
Well, you have some good connection and right it from the work. So Michelle and Gillian and Nikki, you know say so the connection is strong, or you just assume say everybody have them connection there.
Oh, no, we were aware of it. We were aware of it very early.
Okay. Yeah.
Because although the connection was strong, Lance, this is Michelle. Connection was strong the other way too. If you get in trouble, the first person you're going to know is everybody are going to beat you. Both your mother, both your mother and your aunt, everybody know the story.
Lance, we couldn't hide. There was no hiding.
So at Alpha, you couldn't hide at all?
No, the teachers knew our relatives there.
The nuns knew who we were. All of the nuns knew who we were. Father Williams was always in your business.
Teacher know you.
You just couldn't hide.
Yeah.
You can't.
So hold on. Then. So now say you couldn't hide at the prep school and you couldn't hide at home.
No.
No.
So hold on.
Always.
So this is the question now for Triana, you know, and for Mama too.
Lance,
So only turn out normal.
Lance, this is Mom.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, that perfect control over my kids.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
No, Lance, there were times when I can't forget. There was a time when I was going Alpha, and there's a place I had to walk down, and there was a little guy who was, little boy as usual, like, I want to do something, want to say something. I don't know what happened. I went home. I went down to my aunt and I told my cousin. And the next day, Michael, that was Betty, walk up there and beat up the boy.
Jesus.
At this time, Lance, I am just thinking, I'm just a mouth off.
Yeah.
Never take it serious. I never came home, never even come near me.
Lance,
Yeah.
that was our life though. Even as we grew up, we always had, Michelle talk about our cousin Michael, we always had somebody a look over our shoulder at what we're doing. Whether it was at Alpha or at home or just out doing things, somebody was always watching, some cousin or another, to report back. So
I said, no, I get it, Mommy. So that's how when me and Patrick used to come on there and make sure you feel good, because that was your new protection, Yes, I see.
Notice you had to come in and sit and speak with her and develop a rapport. You just can't just arrive and take us out.
Not dating, yes.
You had to. You had to be like, get warmed up.
You understand, Lance, this is Michelle, why you had to come in and sit and talk and eat.
Right. And you had to spend time. Lance.
Yeah.
To the point where we got to know Richie, and then eventually your other friend. What is his name again?
Oh, Arville.
Arville.
Yeah,
we got to know Arville.
Yeah.
It took time. Your mommy was vetting you.
Your mama probably did a job at the FBI to make sure everybody get properly vetted and all them things.
Yes, absolutely.
This is Mommy.
Yeah.
That is to show you that even you and Patrick were the best of my friends. I love you so much. But you also would protect Michelle, Gillian, and Nikki, didn't you?
Yeah, man. No, that's without a doubt,
Okay.
man. Without a doubt, man.
I was in control of everything.
No, right.
But that's why we could go up and down with you and Lance, you and Patrick Lance.
Yeah. All over the place. Go beach.
All over the place.
Club,
Beach.
everywhere. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that doesn't happen with everybody.
No.
There is a limit.
All right, so let me ask you something now. So on the past, for St. Hughes now, and enough, that was a different thing completely. St. Hughes was the first time I feel like on the free then, And Michelle, you take that first in terms that say, on the spread out and live a Pembroke Hall, but on the protected a certain way, and live in a enclosed environment, as I call it. And then in the start was sent you first, Michelle, and then Gillian. So that's when the final feel say, as a parlance, when you could have bust out.
In my mind, I never felt, it became a way of life. So I never felt like it was freedom to go high school, so to speak. I just felt it was like a rite of passage to go to the high school. It's like when you're actually going, because that was the first time you start taking all them sort of things.
By yourself, yeah.
I think it was, like, I didn't feel like it was like a finally breakout. No, I just felt like it, it was the rite of passage.
And Gillian, go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, for me, I didn't feel that way too. I didn't get that impression that like, oh, now I have freedom and I get to do what I want. I just felt like it was a transition from Alpha to St. Hugh's, and now rather than getting driven home sometimes, as we did get, sometimes we would get a ride home. Now you get to take the bus like everybody else. So it was like, okay, so this is the process. So we're moving along with the process. Yeah, it's new, but it didn't feel like we're freed. Somehow it didn't feel that way.
And Nikki?
So we just move with the process.
Yeah. So for me, so like Gillian said, when I started going to St. Hugh's, that was the first time ever I was taking a bus home, right? And that was a new thing for me. But the benefit of being the last one is that I was following in the footsteps of Michelle and Gillian, right? So I had them like when the first time taking the bus home, I wasn't by myself. I was with Gillian. You know what I mean? I was always, I would be in the last one. There was always somebody ahead of me that was kind of leading the way for me. So for me, I think I saw it happening with my other two sisters and became a part of it.
No, and let me just comment on that. It's a testament to Mommy's parenting skill and to because that's, even though I am a boy, and that thing say, I never feel like something have a bust out or nothing like that. Just as a transition, because the relationship I had with my parents is like the same relationship when I had with the mama. And it's like, you never have to prove nothing. You never have to prove nothing at all. You never have to hide. And when me hear people that say them have to do this, I say, which parents that you have? Because my parents never say that way. And that sound like the same thing when I say it was an open and a reciprocal relationship where you trust on the mother and the mother trusts on you, and you respect on the mother and she respect on you. So you go ahead, Mommy, sorry.
No, she's agreeing with you. This is Michelle. We got disconnected, but she's agreeing with you. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it was more of a respect issue more than anything else.
Yeah, I listen to the same way I grew up. It's like when we start high school, same thing. We go more Pembroke Hall primary, I walk out of school, and it's a near walk for me from Calbeck Avenue. So it was nothing. Phone walk would be a far walk, but for me, and somebody always at my house. Somebody, as me tell you, say, I tend to live in the house. So somebody, even though my mother and father they at work, somebody adult always at home. It's not that me I come home and go stay alone. And then, but when I start going to Meadowbrook, I walk, stay when I go to Meadowbrook, or take bus sometime. I never feel like I have to prove nothing. That wasn't necessary at all. It's a testament to I suppose the parenting of Pembroke Hall we were talking about. Is like, that's another thing we talked about earlier. Even after 40 years, you remember all the people name will live on Aqualita and Annandale. You could remember the name them.
Yeah.
Me live here for over 20 years now and don't ask my neighbor name.
Yeah.
That's
the community. That's about the community, and the closeness and the fact that you all look out for each other and we're a part of each other's lives. You know what I mean?
But
what, Lance? Apart from just being, this is Michelle, and apart from just being close and community, we shared each other's success, because I remember when those guys, like, they had the 6-a-side and it's just a triangle, and when them win, we know them win, and we're happy. When them do something good, it's like we all did it good too. We're like, yes, good for you. When somebody die, it's like, oh my goodness, somebody die. It's like you share that, the successes, and you share the losses. You share. It's really a community in that respect as well. It went that far. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, Andre, you were saying something?
Yeah, I was saying, you know, they said the beginning of wisdom is the fear of God, right? I was raised in a household as the middle child of three boys, and the analogy I was using is my mother was that person in the house who she would allow friends to come to the house because she don't want you on the street, right? But she had to vet them. So when you're in the backyard playing, she would position herself at a window and she'd observe the activity. Now, after they leave, she would say to me, "The little boy in the red shirt, he's not to come back here." And so I said, "But mommy," she said, "Listen, I'm giving you the opportunity to manage it. So therefore, if he comes back, I am going to have to address him. So you have to find a way to make sure that him don't come back there because you don't want your mother having to tell him that he have to leave. You know? Because if she observe a behavior that she finds not to be wholesome, she
Yeah.
don't want any association with her children and that person. So even though it was all boys in my house, it was still a very strict environment, one that you had to toe the line.
Yeah.
There was no scrimmage on the street. Well, behind our back.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
when she was around, there's no scrimmage. So, I mean, for a boy, that was kind of rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hold on, you mentioned something. May I ask them, Nikki and Gillian and Michelle, you know what scrimmage is?
Yes.
Yeah.
I for checking them.
Just like how you had to check if we knew the bottom field.
Where the field is, right?
Yeah, that's like plans.
But Michelle, as the first of the daughters, when did you start at St. Hugh's?
75, 70.
75, right?
Yeah, 70, 75.
Yeah, because you graduated 80, right, Michelle? Because you left the year I started.
Yeah, 75.
Oh, 75 to 80. Okay. So, I had a whole host of friends, particularly from Pembroke Hall, who went to St. Hugh's, but they may have been a little bit ahead of you. Janice Wills, you mentioned, and they had some girls living across the street from them,
No,
Marcia and Audrey Martin.
Right, Janice and Grace. Grace was in my year, and Janice was ahead of me. And of course, Janice was head girl, I think.
Yes.
Third
And
grade.
did you know the Martin sisters? They lived on Flamstead, Audrey and Marcia.
No, I don't remember.
They were in the same year as Janice. So yeah, they were probably a little ahead of you.
No, I don't remember them. I don't. Hyde, Felicia Hyde. The Hydes were close to. There were Michelle Thompsons. The Thompsons. They lived over the other side, but they used to be over in Pembroke Hall a lot. So there were quite a few Hughes girls in Pembroke Hall. But also remember that I went to Pembroke Hall Methodist. So
as did I.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you went to Pembroke Hall Methodist?
Yes.
Who was the minister?
Who was the minister when you were going?
But yeah, and then there's some excellence as a Methodist school as well. So I went. I was christened in the Catholic Church, and you might remember that the Methodist Church used to host both services. Early in the morning was the Catholic service, and then the Methodist service. So you also were christened in the Catholic Church.
We were.
Yes, we were.
Michelle. This is Michelle. I'm the only one who wasn't christened in the Catholic Church. I was christened Presbyterian.
Oh, okay.
No, you are not.
But we all, when we moved to Pembroke Hall, we all became Methodists, right? Because Pembroke Hall Methodist was right down the road on our road. Remember that?
Yeah, man. Yeah. The road.
Of course, we all went Methodist as a result of that, and we all grew up as Methodists after that.
Yeah, man. I remember that church, right? We could have walked like a party between the house and the church. You could have walked up the Pembroke Hall Drive. Yeah.
Well, that was our church. So that's why I asked Andre, who was the minister when you were going, if you were at Pembroke Hall Methodist, but you probably went more to Excelsior. That's what you're saying?
Yes, I mean, I started attending the Catholic services at the Methodist Church because they used to have that service earlier in the mornings, and then the Methodist service would be after that Catholic.
But then the Catholic Church eventually moved down to the bottom field. You remember that? They used to have something down at the bottom field. I think it was their... Okay, then we're going into youth, what do you call it? What do you call it again? We have young people meeting, right? Young people's meeting.
I think them call it at high school, ISCF. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, inter-schools. So, Christian Federation.
So hold on, ISCF, UCF. That's not ISS.
ISCF.
ICF.
We at high school. We had other youth service, like youth meeting for the church, separate and apart. So you go to church only one time. You think you only go to church one time? You go to church. You go to church Friday evening, Sunday evening.
Yes.
And you have ISS at school as well, and them have their own meetings. So all the time you're at church.
Along with Girl Guides too. That was at the church.
At the church.
Yes, because I remember going there.
So, Andre, that's why I thought that you probably had gone to the youth meeting for the Catholic down by the field.
No.
I have it's funny that I never, a lot of activities was outside of Pembroke Hall in terms of in the youth, because I wasn't really, I never explored Pembroke Hall as a child, outside of where my parents would be involved. We never, the community activity for me started with football at a later stage when I was, in high school. Because my mom, there was just no leaving the house, right? Unless she's taking you someplace. So how we ended up at St. Joseph and St. Aloysius because of the Roman Catholic affiliation.
Okay.
And so all these teachers and at those two schools were nuns. So you were just used to that environment. And then we moved from Pembroke Hall for like a 2-year period in 73 to 75. That was when I was 12 to 14.
Okay.
So I missed out on some of those things a little bit.
But
yeah, when we went to Pembroke Hall, we went to also, that's why Grace and all that, because they also went to the Methodist Church. And the Methodist Church used to have a whole slew of things. We had Girl Scout there. Then we had to have harvest. So that was an integration into Pembroke Hall again,
Yes.
Yeah. Grace and I went to primary school together, Michelle. We started primary from first farm. And
okay.
I think she passed common entrance the same year I passed. She was 74. I think at 74 you started St. U. 74, 75. So, yeah. But let me ask you something, though, because and this goes for Mommy, too. Mommy, were you aware that Pembroke Hall, when the whole heap of crowd used to down at the football field on Sunday evening, you didn't know what was the crowd for? You must hear the crowd from up at the top on the road. When the Corner League football started to take off at Pembroke Hall, only never follow it as up at all as women.
No, we didn't.
And why is that? Yeah, go ahead.
We went up. We never got
We were really passing down there. Most of the times when we were traveling is going further
up and then back from Mullines Road. I hear you.
Yes.
So
or Redhills Road.
Whatever was going on down the field, we had no clue.
Una weird at the night, but in those reach on us at all. That is that different. Yes, I hear you.
Were we even aware of the noise, Michelle and Joe?
I don't remember hearing the noise.
Mommy and Michelle, we're not aware. Say Pembroke. I'm put in a context for now, right? Pembroke Hall is the first community to start Corner League football in Jamaica, and a lot of community follow that model afterwards. Pembroke
You didn't know that, Mommy?
Me? No.
Yeah.
No, but let me tell you. Okay, this is Michelle. No, because I am the biggest one, and of course, the girl. I had heard a little bit about football. I may hear the noise,
Mm-hmm.
but I am not allowed to go below. Don't, we're not going down there.
Yeah, stay uptown. I hear you.
But I remember we don't have any guys, any boys in
Yeah,
our
man.
family.
No, right. I fully understand that, man. Yeah.
We not hear, but I would hear. Yes, I've heard. I didn't know we were the official first one
Yeah,
to
man.
start,
Yeah.
but I know about the fact that they did have the leagues in terms of, and I did know about the football. And then I did know of a little scrimmage or a little thing that was going on where the triangle became a big thing. Our triangle up there
Yeah.
became a big thing. And there was a separation at some point where the boys never wanted to go down to the bottom field. Them want to stay up at the top of the triangle, continue to play. I had remembered that discussion.
Yeah.
But Michelle, the triangle couldn't host a large team. It was like a six-a-side.
Yeah, man. To the scrimmage, it's six-a-side, Nikki. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
At one point, I remember everybody had to come out and say, we can't have a six-a-side here because, let me tell you, the triangle used to get full.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And people were vying to play.
Mm-hmm.
That is how it was. If I get Raymond to come and talk about it, it was a big contentious thing, how this one have to choose this and what time they're going to play and all that. So from them start all day, Saturday and Sunday, both days.
No.
From them get morning from 8 o'clock in the morning, it was triangle all the way up to 10 o'clock. Saturday and Sunday.
In the summer all day. No, we can attest to that too, because we had our own triangle on a Patosi and Calvin Avenue, Same sort of field, right in front of the house them. And we used to play all day and night. All day, same with Michelle. So I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Or shine.
Yeah,
Rain or shine.
Rain, no matter.
But I remember them playing in the rain.
But officially, that's how the Corner League of Pembroke Hall started, What did happen now? We don't have a big field, we don't have the bus terminus. And that just since we started this, I realize, is that everybody wanted to come play. It's like you say everybody play upon the triangle. Like 100 people that want to come play. Don't have that field. But this is a big time field now, Nikki, like 11 aside. And everybody can't play one time. So somebody come up with the idea and say, we go start a Corner League. And Corner League meaning say it's just the people from them own corners, like up a phone ends. I hear say the first team from the team up at that ends at Pembroke Hall, named Rest of the World. And then afterwards the people from that side of Pembroke Hall became Asphalt. Right? Because it would be like over Asphalt was the supermarket was in front of the church.
Okay.
That was Asphalt. And then the rest of the name was like Carwina was a road. People live on Carwina. You have Patosi, you have Covey, and then Andre, remember the rest of the team? They had a team name?
Kian Curran had a team.
Kian Curran was Asphalt, man. Kian Curran was Asphalt, man.
No, there was actually a Kian Curran at one point.
Okay.
And asphalt was anybody who played upon the asphalt.
Yeah.
Which is,
yeah.
So there was no street, but Kian Curran did have a team at one point with Goofy and them guys.
Yeah, I didn't know that. But that's how the Corner League started at Pembroke Hall officially. So we're not talking about Pamfuno Triangle, Michelle. So forget everybody for play where they must have started a competition. And that was the genesis of Corner League. And then it branched out into Major League, which was when community play community. Them take the model of a Pembroke Hall Corner League and started officially the Major League in 1974.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man. So that is like... So the first guy who came on the program, I have a whole parish about it. Roots.
Yeah.
Him well-known through the Jamaican football fraternity. And him lived on a Patosi. So that,
I did not realize that. That's pretty interesting.
It is, Nikki, it is. For Pembroke Hall, be the first community to actually start Corner League competition in Jamaica. So I'm saying to you, so in a sense, when Roots approached me, Roots plan, not even plan, they must say, boy, Master Lance, we want to revive back the football at Pembroke Hall, And it's like it was, because Pembroke Hall football went down in the doldrums because of politics. Because politics came and mashed it up in the early 1980s. By the 1980s, the football, and then what did happen? They moved the football from the middle, at the ground, the bottom field as they call it, to over the school field. And that was the beginning of the end for Pembroke Hall. Because as far as me concerned, when we used to play at the bus terminal, it was like the Mecca of Pembroke Hall. It was in the center of Pembroke Hall and everybody could have played. But yeah.
It was.
It was. Everybody's like, you could have meet there. Nobody felt like they were out of place. Meeting there, come to watch match here. Right. It was. That's how I look on it. I had great memories of us going over there to watch a football. I never good enough to play football, but yeah. So yeah.
You were a cricket man.
So mommy, you were aware of the significance of the football and Pembroke Hall? Are you not so into? You're more interested in cricket more than football, I remember.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Because yeah.
But when there was cricket time, it was weird. This is Michelle. When there was cricket time in London, football used to take a break. I remember there were times when football take a break and they were playing cricket on the triangle.
On the triangle, yes.
Right. The only problem is when it rained, they couldn't play the cricket.
Yeah. Cause cricket and rain don't work. Yeah.
It was mud after that, and they could still play football.
Yeah,
but they used to have. I remember there used to be a time. I remember at one occasion, the cricket boys wanted to play cricket, and it was cricket time. And the footballers, they won't play football. So they had to go through I don't know what they did, but me just hear eventually when they say, okay, your time is from this time to cricket.
It's like a lottery.
Football.
A negotiation, we call that, a peace.
There were no peaceful negotiations at that top field.
No, hold on, Michelle, but me correct you. Once there's no violence, the negotiation is always peaceful, don't worry.
I remember many spirited conversations.
Yes, there's nothing wrong with spirited conversation. It's the violence we can't take, yes.
Many spirited conversations.
That's funny.
Yeah. All right, so mommy, any other special memories of Pembroke Hall in the early days you remember? Where, in terms of, say, you remember when, and this in the early 70s, when everybody had painted up them sidewalk white and them tree white. You remember that when
1972.
When the government changed on the side, say, we got to take pride in our community. What are your memories of that now in Pembroke Hall at the time, for you?
Yeah, it's not paint, it's whitewash.
Whitewash.
Yeah.
Whitewash, that's right.
Yes.
Yes, it was whitewash. And then, remember, someone decided to plant a garden.
The lawns.
In the middle of the tree, in the middle of the triangle.
And then proceeds to caution the boys not to make the football go over into his garden.
Who did that?
Our
neighbor.
Come on.
Because that was the time this is Michelle, that was the time that you talk about pride. Pride in the whole some decide that you're going to plant a garden on one corner of the triangle.
On the man in football field?
Yes. It will go well.
And he was very possessive of it. Very protective.
Did not go well.
But he managed to keep it.
Really?
Yeah.
It was a battle, Lance. It was a constant battle.
It
He
must...
had to guard it.
It matter what?
He had to guard it. It was guarded.
Every minute a ball over there. Every minute a ball reaching there.
You mean say that matter what security there?
He had very nice roses in there, you know. It was a very nice garden. On the corner.
What you want to take up the man in football field? Who give him the right for that? Seriously, Andre, you mad?
Yeah, I wonder if that was just intended to lead them away from football here, because I'm sure he had a yard and could plant his roses in his front garden.
A beautiful land. Yeah.
To tell the truth, I honestly thought it created such a discussion because the boys eventually they had to have a discussion over the garden. What the heck the garden doing?
But surprisingly, it stayed.
It never stayed long.
It was always there. I mean, it wasn't uprooted or anything. It was always there.
They kick it out.
But let me ask a question now. Who owned that triangle? Who was the owner of the property?
That's a good question.
I think it belongs to the community.
That's what
I think it's a community. Yes, it's community property.
That's what I would think too. There's no, in a sense, it's a common area.
Yes, it's a common area, yeah.
But so happened, Lance, the corner of the triangle that he implanted on was facing right in front of his house,
Yeah.
So it was very strategic where he put the garden.
It's almost like I'm going like an extension of his property.
Yes, that's what it seemed like. And he was very vigilant about it. Very.
Me don't know. Me don't know. The boys, maybe around there, so they take it lightly. I tell them couldn't try that over the triangle at all. With that.
No. But I'm surprised that even other parents didn't approach him about it, saying, "Listen, at least the boys are off of the road and they play over there. It should be encouraged. It's like a safe haven, right?"
Oh, Andre, there's a two idea here. There's one the idea that okay, it's a safe haven, but the problem was after a while, people from Colbeck was coming over into the triangle to play.
Oh yes, it attract people from other areas. Yes, as teams would come to challenge. Yes, it could get out of control. It could get out of control.
Well,
Andre, not only that, you have to remember the Hylton girls on one side,
Three of them.
another couple girls over the other side. I forget who the girls were. What's his name? Ray's sisters.
The Rileys.
Had the Rileys. Well, the Williams were never really. Then there was Mr. Whittle's little daughter. This or that. There was a whole heap of girls right there.
So not only the field attracted the boys, but the girls then.
Then no, we weren't allowed to go outside.
None of them.
You have to stay from afar and look from a distance, as I say.
Yeah. But they knew you were there,
Yes.
One thing about the boys, they know where you are.
Well, let me ask something though, because I bring up something interesting. It sounds like in that part of Annandale and Aqualita Vale, more girls and boys are there.
Lot of girls.
Oh, God.
In that vicinity, I think it was more girls. More girls.
So that's I hear. That's
all the kids knew when they play football, the chances of them seeing or being seen was quite high.
Yes, the man was showcasing some skill. That's what Andrea said. Yeah.
Touché.
Yeah. That's why I ask the question. Is that me I say if a man come play for full the triangle, it's like him I say, yeah man. Because trust me, man, I never hear about that. I say when you come to say, a whole heap of girl live around the center big man. So that's how I'm going to play now. Yes, exactly. That's the field we want to play upon, exactly.
Yeah. Because you might not see them, but they are viewing from behind.
Yeah, man, the crowd. You like the crowd when I look upon you. That's it's not just man and man play. Like I say, yeah, man. You have a better view nowadays, that's what Andre say. Yes. Yeah.
It might be behind the curtain and through the window.
Yeah.
Remember, let me tell you, I do remember on one occasion, the girls could look out the gate, they can't go on the field, right?
Michelle, we couldn't go to the gate.
I couldn't go to the gate, but there was Mr. Whittle's daughter who used to go very close to the gate.
But we couldn't.
No.
We had to stay on the veranda.
Yeah, you couldn't stay at the gate. You could not stay at the gate.
Mommy would have pulled us in.
And used to go at the gate. So there are the girls who used to go at the gate. We couldn't go at the gate, but could have stayed right there. So on the veranda.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember on occasion, I can't forget it. I remember I heard. You remember Anthony?
Yes.
There was a big fight because there was somebody must have come up there and must have wanted to take over Angela. You remember?
I mean take her over. What do you mean?
Anthony beat him up. So there was a little friction about coming to the triangle. Why are you coming to the triangle?
Yeah.
So you mean, was that matters of the heart when you said take her over?
Matters of the heart.
Okay. That was also very serious in the development of kids or young people in Pembroke Hall, we took, relationships, which had to be in secret most of the time.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I was just going to ask that. So when you start high school now, the mentality must have changed and necessarily get more interested in the opposite sex. So only keep that from mommy.
Oh, yes. It wasn't kept. It couldn't be kept.
Mommy, I don't think that is true. What? Is that true, Mr. Angelian?
What couldn't be?
I don't think we could.
Could we have said anything? So, boys were interested, but if it was, we kept. I don't think we could talk. Did we talk about it, Nikki?
Probably amongst ourselves.
No, that's what I'm telling you. No, you never talk about it.
No.
Mom was the word.
Yes.
In more ways than one.
No, because what I say, when I go to school now and a whole heap of boy, when I go send you to the all-girls school, so a whole heap of boy come up to the school afterwards and that. And I come home, when I take bus come home and I cross the bridge. And all that.
Oh my God, just taking the bus alone was enough.
Yeah.
Just going into Crossroads.
You're going into Crossroads,
right
right there.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about KC boys, Woolmer's boys. I mean, the whole lot of them were there.
I had to take 37.
And 39. And you have to take the pack bus.
All the way down.
And you wait for that bus. There's a specific bus, and you're not taking anyone but that bus. No matter how much pack it is, that is the bus.
You want the new bus.
Yes, you want the bus where everybody is going on.
But also remember, during them days, you're contending with the fact that Lance and him people, them that used to run minibus, would I tell you, no schoolers after a certain point in time.
I forget to know me have a minibus to throw, yes.
You forget that?
No. I remember no say, yeah, around them time there. No schoolers, no.
No more schoolers.
I forget the terminology there, Nikki. When you say the schoolers have to step aside because all the time get schoolers, I want to bus them to say, come, I take one out here now. Yes. I remember that. I know, because schoolers don't pay full fare.
Exactly.
Are you not going to discount on the tire and the gas because you carry schoolers? No.
Yes. No schoolers.
Mm-hmm. So, Nikki, you had mentioned, you wanted to talk something about champs. You mentioned something earlier about champs. Tell us the incident there.
I was just going to share with you Mommy's parenting style, how it was, and how strict she was. So, Mr. Angela, you know what story I'm telling?
Yes.
Absolutely.
This is Mommy. Let me talk before Nikki. I was a young mother raising 3 girls. And I had to be so careful. Don't you agree, guys?
Yes, you had to be, Mommy, of course.
Definitely.
Of
Right.
course. And hold on, Mommy, before you go further, anybody who know Mommy look, I know Gillian and Michelle and Nikki look, Mommy had to be extra careful. So go ahead. Go ahead, Mommy.
I was a strict mother, but it paid off. Okay.
All right.
Go ahead with the story.
So we got to the point in our life of high school where we were allowed to go to champs, right? And like on the Saturday morning champs, you have to everybody meet and you're leaving early in the morning, right?
Yeah.
So this Saturday morning, all of us decide we're going to meet at our house, right? Everybody going to meet at our house. We're the last group to leave. And so we're ready. And remember, during them days, you have a gate. And the gate, you have the grill for the house. And you have the gate outside and the gate padlock, right? So this particular morning, we're ready. And everybody getting Michelle and Gillian. I think Michelle, you were going with us, don't it? I think so. Anyway. So
yes.
them we everybody reach and we go in and we come out, me and Gillian come out of the grill and we lock the grill and thing. And we decide that we can't bother take the time to open the lock on the gate. So we're going to jump over the gate. Right? We're going to jump over the gate and everybody waiting on us. And so Gillian went and then I am the last one to go over. I jump over the gate and all me hear is, Nikki, come back over the gate, open the gate, and then walk through the gate. Me have to jump back over the lock gate, come for the key inside, open the padlock, carry it back inside, and walk through the gate. And Lance, everybody just stand up and watch as that happen.
You mean all your friend them look on and say,
yes,
okay, yeah.
That is a typical mommy story.
Yeah. And mommy, what was the lesson you sent to Nikki and the rest of them at the time? Because it was Nikki alone you sent message to. Because it was all girls, Nikki. I wait for you.
Young ladies don't climb gate.
And I was not hot.
Lance, did you notice I didn't stop her from going?
No, I know. You want to catch her in the act, you know what, stop her before it. I hear you, mommy. I hear you. But it's a lesson.
Mommy was obviously an observer of modern etiquette. None of that was going to be tolerated.
I can't just see Nikki jump over the gate and I say, yeah, man, we're ready.
Poor me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So,
but yeah, mommy, that set the standards for what the young ladies would expect, and anybody who would interact with them had to behave as such as well.
Thank you, ma'am. You are so right.
But on a serious note, that how long ago was that? And that seriously stick with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Yep.
Hey, I have to give you one.
Yeah.
Listen, my first time now we get to go to party,
I remember this.
This is Michelle. Right? So the first time Lance and Andre we get to go party, And I was in,
I think it's Fort Photos. It's a discussion on mommy,
And listen, I am very, very happy. I'm going to a party by myself.
Mm-hmm.
I approach mommy and I tell mommy, I'm going to a party. I got invited. We had to get the invitation, I'm sure. We did get an invitation, we did sure. You can't do word of mouth, Invitation.
Mm-hmm.
So I did get the invitation and my security, I give it to her. Mommy said to me, Michelle, I'm going to take you at, I think the party did start about 7 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
I will take you at 7 and I will pick you up at 10:30.
Mm-hmm. And where was the party, Michelle?
No, it was 11, if I remember. Yes, 11. Listen, the party was in Mona, across from Mona, Hope Pastors.
Mm-hmm.
When I was at the party, no mother take me, So therefore, my mother's car drive up. The party not started, Andre. It will start, yeah, right? All right. My beer, it is the first party me going to, so me just hold my corner and say, all right, me all right. Listen, mommy says she coming at 11. 10:30, me start look out, Because she already, and she will walk into the party to pick me up. I cannot forget, there was a little guy who kind of like me and he had a bike. And him dancing. You see me watch the time. Wait, what the time? And me watch the time, We just say goodbye. 10:30, we get out of that place and go sit down. Because mommy will walk into the party and tell me to come home. The party not even start yet, you know. The party just a start and people just a dance. 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, people just a start dance.
But you know, Michelle, at that time you were still saved, you know, because many people would hear an announcement over the sound system. Michelle, would you please meet your mother at the gate?
The moment I tried very hard to explain to her, say the party
No started. She not buy that.
no. End of party.
Yeah.
You told me I could let her come in. I would be most embarrassed.
Yeah. You couldn't make she come in if you look for Cinderella shows at all. You'd be have to run.
No. You meet her outside.
Yeah. So but so mommy, you never read Cinderella story say you have to come. It's after 12 you're supposed to come. What that?
What is a Lance?
Cinderella, you never even gear till 12 o'clock? What that about?
Oh man, you mad?
You're crazy, Lance. She can't say I didn't give her permission to go to the party.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh my God, there were things I could talk about.
And have fun with it, all right?
Oh, definitely, mommy, definitely.
Okay. Good. And I'm alive. Okay.
Are you what?
I'm still alive.
Oh, yes, definitely, man. Definitely. And you sound vibrant, same way. All right. It didn't kill her and it didn't kill you. And maybe if you weren't so strict, you hear that drought and you wouldn't be alive still because it's just to kill you. I hear you. All right, so Gillian, what other fun memories do you remember of Pembroke Hall, growing up in Pembroke Hall?
Did I go?
No, I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm just thinking of other things different from what Michelle or Nikki had spoken about.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that. Well, for me, I had friends nearby in Arlene Gardens, so they would come with their bicycles, and that was my time to actually go and ride with them around the community.
And these,
so
hold on. These are male or female friends?
Females.
Okay.
That also attended
Lance,
St.
come on,
Hugh's.
Lance.
Couldn't be males.
That is the third one now in the Lance. You ask if they know where the field is. what was the second one?
Going a little bit too far, like.
You think mommy going to talk about you can't head out with no boys?
No, the second one was scrimmage. We asked about scrimmage, exactly.
Yeah, you asked about
scrimmage. Yeah, so me out there now, 3 strike. No more question like that, Andrew.
No more like that question.
Yeah.
So yes. So even though she was strict, I mean, because she knew those friends very well. I mean, it's a friend of mine that would just come to the house and spend hours. So you get the opportunity to ride your bicycle all over the place, her bicycle. And that's what I did. I rode all over through Queensbury with them because it was multiple bicycles. So those were the fun times. And that's when you got to know other people or know of the other people in Queensbury. And especially Queensbury. Because Queensbury was the next community that had a lot of young people our age.
Yes.
Like Junie Lala and all these other people, you know? So you got to see them.
Community. Yeah, up, yes, and live that side right at Queensbury, right? That's up at Gillian. So that was it there. By the way, do any remember Martin Brown?
Martin,
yeah. Martin went to Meadowbrook, didn't he?
Yeah, man, Martin went to Meadowbrook. He's over top of Annandale, so I think up towards the dead end.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking?
Yes, I remember him. But remember, I didn't talk much to him, but I remember him, yeah.
Yeah, kind of stout, a stouter guy than me, yes, yeah. And I think yeah, him brother and sister them used to go KC. I did them, him reach out to me and miss him up KC, what them call it, them anthem or them motto.
The motto?
The Fortis motto.
Yeah.
And me I say, we have up and you go Meadowbrook, and I say, him a case him the one go and all them with it. I say, yeah. yeah. But him never remember to come and Meadowbrook see me. So I just wondering, because I used to live up at the top of Anandale. We used to walk come home together. I say, I asked if I didn't know him. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, mommy, what is your fondest memory of Pembroke Hall? Where you remember Pembroke Hall for the most? If somebody wake up and say, boy, where you remember Pembroke Hall for the most?
Lance, I was so busy raising my 3 girls, you know, so that my fun was that too. You know, my fun was, let me tell you an instance. Your brother, Papa, fondest memory, didn't move around Pembroke Hall that much more than live there.
Mm-hmm. And you think it was a great community for grow up your girls there?
Community. When I moved there, I thought it was so good because remember when it started, teachers, not policemen, but workers from
working class people, man.
The civil servants, yeah.
Right, civil servants, all lots of that, especially up our side, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it was a safe community and nice community.
I call Pembroke Hall the ultimate middle class community in terms of that's how I see it. It wasn't too uppity.
Right.
And it wasn't no ghetto.
Right. It was not ghetto, far from being a ghetto.
No, far from that. And by that I mean some of the other communities them suffer because they had Duane Park I can name it as one. At 3-bedroom, upstairs and downstairs house. Pembroke Hall never had that at all.
No.
And I think that saved Pembroke Hall from stigmatizing a certain way. Everybody. And most of the time, mommy, most of the people living in the early 60s like you and 70s, owners of Pembroke Hall. I don't remember.
Oh, yes.
It wasn't. Right.
You're right. It wasn't rentals.
No, it wasn't rentals at all. Everybody, everybody, that's all owners, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For why? For quite a while, too.
So we haven't been back in a while. What is it like now? Do we know?
Oh, Nikki, you don't.
Very different.
You don't.
How different, though? How different?
Very different.
For one, before you go on to middle say this, for one, the Mecca of Pembroke Hall, which is a football field for we, and it was the community. To me, the energy of the community was a football field. Them dump it up and turn it into some park. That me here, I say. It's what I'm to know. You see, when you talk about the man that try to build flowers bed.
Yeah.
Man, them triangle. Because people understand the value of sports for young men, you know. People misinterpret. That don't what it is. But if men have something for the in terms of like sports and activity, they might go fight.
Yeah.
And football is a thing, or sports and football in general. Man like competing with each other, you know. And football is such a competitive sport. And there's one ball you need. And it's like them dump up the field now, Nick. And it's like, so that alone is that, and then, but you go ahead, Andre.
Well, you know, the field, unfortunately, even though we had many years of memorable football here, the official games, as you know, Lance, like the major league and the minor league games, CASAFA ruled it non-eligible
because you never specify. Right.
I think more than one persons who have been on the conversation have stated that there was an attempt to cover the gully and to expand the field, and that ended up in disaster. So so there was little choice left, you know, than to move the field, the activity down to the school. And then that, I agree, taking it from the central location in the community where it was right in the open. So a lot of people used to sneak over from Marvel, you know, to launch attacks because of the political scenario.
And it depend on Marvel, right.
And they could sneak back out. So when you're in the middle up at the field, you couldn't try that because you know you're right in the heart of Pembroke Hall. So that dynamic changed, and then of course a lot of people who were original owners started renting the homes out, and
that's true.
So people who came in now didn't show that same civic pride that was evident in the time that we were being
With the
raised.
original owners, them, right.
With the original owners, like our parents.
Mm-hmm.
And so, that changed. And then I noticed now people start adding second floors and some houses.
Oh, really?
It turned into,
It's a different thing. It's a different, because even now your house on Pembroke Hall Drive now, it's almost like an apartment. Them big, because they lot them bigger up at the top, as I said, the bigger.
Yes.
The 3-bedroom like them, as I call them, Michelle and Nikki and Gillian and Mommy. Them so people I hear one house particular on Pembroke Hall Drive, or Kennel Drive as them call it now. It turned into an apartment.
Jeez.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
Yeah.
That's not good.
No, it's almost like, but this is a good question you asked for, Nikki, because one of the idea, because as I saying, in my mind, sports is such an important part. I mean, Roots approached me, and Roots wanted to revive back the Major League, the Pembroke Hall Major League thing, and then just attack, and Roots have my idea, and I say, I kind of see the vision of where map. And all me see, that just a vision, and I talk about it every time. It's like use the school, the two schools, in primary and the Pembroke Hall, to start like a sporting and even a musical academy, and you start back a corner league or some form of league in a Pembroke Hall. And the vision is to make Pembroke Hall be one of the best, what do I call it, sports academy, or sports and musical academy.
Sports and music academy.
Yeah. In a Jamaica. But it's going to take money, it's going to take organization. Me just talk about it from an idea. Everything starts in an idea. And just revive back the community in a certain way. Because trust me, if you can develop a thing where it's structured, well, properly run and properly organized and properly audited, and have it where people are going to want to come play a Pembroke Hall or come at the school at Pembroke Hall, because they might get scholarship if them come there, them learn music, them learn skill. We can revive by the community. And if you can do that, you can revive by the community a certain way. And it's almost like it can start revive back Jamaica in a certain, but me just focus on Pembroke Hall, and I say, if you can revive back Pembroke Hall to a certain way, the way it was when we grew up, it won't be the same now, but it has to be more structured and more organized. But it has to start with where, and the two school them, in my mind, the premium, because the two school them there is set up running through the school them and then through the community. But that is just an idea. I mean, I have the power of the street. I just mouth me have a talk, the idea what me have. And I say, it's just an idea. Other people can hear it. And Roots, I'm going to try, I'm going to send me some details in terms that say, have like, because I say like a big club like Bayern Munich, are the owners, are the people who contribute dues, are there, the members. The members are the one who control the club. It's something like that, Roots, I think, but for saying, you pay original dues or a foundation dues, and you in charge of the club, like, you become, in my mind, if you set up Pembroke Hall in a way where something got there long after all our gone, 50 years after, you put a foundation in place, so Pembroke Hall is a community organized club where, with the school them, an academy for short. That are the vision, me see it as, it could have worked. For something, but not for me. For something where I say, boys, I come into where I grew up and all the way benefit from growing up in a Pembroke Hall. And you say, what can we do to leave a legacy? Where you say, it's not for much down. And it might inspire the rest of the community in Jamaica. We don't know.
Good. But Lance, the issue is the school would be the best approach, because I don't think Pembroke Hall has that family reality that existed in our time, where there was such a large supply of youngsters that would feel these things from within the community. So anybody who comes to the school, if that program is at the school, then even people from elsewhere would want to come to school in Pembroke Hall.
Exactly.
Because then scholarships could be available if this is a viable program. So I think it's a great idea.
That's the idea I talk about. It's bigger than me, it's bigger than Roots. You have built a thing where everybody go out come to Pembroke Hall because they have a vibrant program. Then when you come, you get opportunity to go elsewhere. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A club will come look upon you from overseas, a Barcelona. I say, boy, remember come check out the mute that we play. And not just, and this is, we are talking about these days now, it's male and female. It's not just male alone, And it's not just football alone, it's not just sports alone. Because I tell you, man, without the youth, them have something to do, the violence now are getting better. The violence, and that is why Jamaica struggle so much, man. The violence now getting better. So, but That I just my vision. Anytime the question come up, Nikki, I just have to talk about how I see it, and I say,
No, I appreciate that. That's good.
because
Thank you.
I won't be here in 50 years. I don't want to be here in 50 years time because that means me that creaky and can't walk and all them something. Then, I'm not interested in that. So I say if me can put something in
Just
place.
drink your Irish, Mass, man. You'll be fine.
So Michelle, what was your greatest memory of Pembroke Hall? Or your best memory? Put that way there. And don't talk about that 5 o'clock early morning thing. When I have to hear that. That's behind the paid wall.
Oh, I'm thinking, and I said, what's my greatest? I think my greatest, I would put it in a nutshell as the community. You know, what we had as the friendships I formed, the freedom I had to just explore me and walk around. I don't think a lot of young people have that, where I could ride a bicycle and, like Gillian said, you ride and you have fun. And although I wasn't allowed to go outside all the time, but there were times when I went down outside. It was great. You know, people know you, people understood you. You could talk to people. So I think it's the whole sense of belonging. Probably that's it. To a community which was bigger than me, which had things happening, and yet still have the freedom to express myself and still be me.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun. It was fun growing up. And I can't say there was a particular memory. There are lots of memories.
Mm-hmm.
In a nutshell. But it was a fun community to grow up in. It was a great community. And it helped me to be me, helped me to be able to not be one-sided, but very all-rounded as a result.
Yeah, man. Pembroke Hall was the ultimate of that. I wouldn't change it for the world, man. I am equally comfortable in a great house as in a ghetto because I'm growing up at Pembroke Hall. I can't relate to anybody.
Yeah.
It's so funny. It's so funny living at Pembroke Hall. You never felt that sense of being unsafe.
No.
You just felt, just felt like you were always protected. Like, I don't know, maybe it was, I don't know if it was just a child's mind or what, but you just felt like everything was okay. No, you didn't have to worry about certain things.
You know, so what they answer that question, they are different doing it. In talk, say it was protected away in terms of like, wait, border, and we look on it tonight. You have the gully on the side, on the west side of Pembroke Hall, and then Pembroke Hall was like, it wasn't the part of it never upon a main road, That's part of the main thing, Because even though the entrance on the boulevard, it wasn't, most of the houses them weren't down there at all. It wasn't, and then it's bordered by the land.
Back somewhat, don't it? I mean, it's set back from the boulevard a little bit.
Yeah, right. Not right. Exactly.
Yeah, that entrance that you entered into the community.
Exactly.
But I will tell you, I think growing up there, when I think about, because that was my complete childhood, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for me, growing up, I attribute Pembroke Hall, as Michelle said, to making me.
Mm-hmm.
I am very proud of the fact that I can, as you said, Lance, I can speak to I can speak to people from all walks of life and be very, very comfortable, fitting very well with a wide range of people, and still speak to them in a way that make people comfortable and where I am comfortable. And I think that's because that's what we had, right? That's what we had growing up, and so we were able to relate to just all aspects of society, people from all walks of life. And I attribute that to growing up in that community environment in Pembroke Hall.
Yeah. No, I felt the same way, man. I felt the same way.
Lance, this is Michelle. Now that Jill knew you and Nikki were talking, and I started to think about it. Beside us, if you think about it, beside us was Mr. Salmon. Mr. Salmon was what? The director? Was really
like chief financial officer at
Petrodam?
At ESSO, at Petrodam.
Petrodam, right?
Right. And at the other side, she was the secretary of the Bank of Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
These were people right beside me. Across from me was Ray.
Mm-hmm.
Ray, these guys And probably one of the baddest men probably fall, we know.
And that's it.
Ambassador. You know, there were all sorts of people around.
Yeah.
As you said, the variety.
Yeah, man.
From
Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. And
from the very educated to the very lowest educated.
yeah, man. And you would know.
No.
We meet up at Pembroke Hall people and you wouldn't know. Or you know, I ask somebody to say, show me a paper that show me a credential where you come from. All they want was a Pembroke Hall and that's it.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
right. Probably that's helped us to be comfortable.
Yeah,
Us-
yeah, yeah. You never know the person because him at work the time going to school. They say, no, man, a Pembroke Hall live and that was it. And that was it, man. And that was it. That was
Yeah.
it. So Gillian, any special memory? Because I have a couple more questions for you, but I want to ask you and Nikki a special memory about Pembroke Hall first.
Besides the riding of the bicycle, that was sheer glee. For me, at least.
Gillian, now tell you about the time when we crashed, you know. But that's
Or the
all right.
time when I fell off in front of Queensberry. I'm there racing. Call myself racing. And fell off and dropped in front of all those boys in Queensberry. And they did come to help.
Oh, you
Are
said...
You shall get-
Hold on. Them come for help.
Yes.
You know what happened if me a ride and drop off at the bicycle?
Don't laugh
Them laugh
about
after you.
Exactly, that's the difference. That's exactly. You understand, Andre? Yes.
I am subject to that.
Unless it's a serious injury. You know, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's a different thing. So yeah.
Yeah. I fell off. But I mean, in terms of, like, I was addressing the whole safety issue, feeling safe, even though we know what the situation was like in Jamaica. For some reason, when you're here, when I was growing up in Pembroke Hall, I mean, yes, you hear your stories here and there, but you still felt a sense of being safe. That you would be okay.
Yes, without a doubt, Gillian, it's like a different world. No, Pembroke Hall was like
It
a
is a
different world.
different world.
It was. And it's not like we never live. I just say we never live uptown. You know, it wasn't uptown. We live. We live right in the middle, close to all. We live at different Waterhouse just cross the road, Marvel just cross the road, and it's like it never mattered. We felt so safe. I know what you're talking about.
And you took the bus and you walk in from Malines Road and walk all that way, and that's different hours. You know,
me used to walk, go to Melbourne, go through Aki Walk. And long afterwards, me realize Aki Walk and on Pembroke Hall.
Yeah.
You follow me? I said it's like long. And when me finally realized that, Andrea, when my son them go prep school, and there was a gas riot. When I remember time we used to have a gas riot.
Yes.
I mean, me I come home, drop down the prep school and I come home back now. I say, right, this don't look right, you know. I say, I'm sad, Black Road, Aki. I say, I go back for them, I pick them up. I could have been come through. At that time, I realized, oh, Pembroke Hall different, you know. Kind of man never Black Road at Pembroke Hall. No, Black Road now go on a Pembroke Hall to say this or that.
We were insulated from that type of activity.
I know next thing again with Pembroke Hall, and I comment here, Nikki. Nobody never asks about which political party him vote for. The only P interested in, I say, Pembroke Hall. There's no, I don't know on political affiliation. I never ask, I never interested at all. I don't care have a robust debate about anything. I will never fight at one another at all. And that to me was...
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And Pembroke Hall had such an abundance of trees. As a side note, I was just like, my gosh, everything grew there.
Yeah. And Ray, for the record, Michelle, it's Ray Riley talking about, Pat Riley's son.
Yes.
Because his mother was the first camera woman, I think, in Jamaica.
Yes.
And because I work at my father worked at JBC at the time, so she probably would have known my father. So yeah.
We had Lance, we had two Rays, Little Ray and Big Ray. He was Little Ray.
Oh. And Big Ray was a brother or something?
No. Big Ray wasn't Big Ray was one of the protectors.
Okay. And Big Ray was big. Big Ray because I'm size or the same age?
No,
tall.
Age. Him did longer and tall and skinny.
Yeah, he was tall and skinny, but his age.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, let me ask you something before we come to Nikki, because that's something, and Michelle asks Andre, I think, before we start recording about nickname. And this is something I have to ask, because the other girl that came on, the first female that came on the podcast, Scott, Her name,
Odette.
Odette. Thank you, Andre. I'm going to ask Odette, only to know, girls don't get girls' nickname.
Nope.
No, we don't.
And tell me, 4 females on the line, because it's a common thing with boys. It's almost like a rites of passage. If you don't have a nickname, you don't really belong. That's explain that to me now. Why, Mom? Is that a common thing that girls don't use nickname at all?
Just doesn't stick.
I don't stick. No, I think it's a common thing.
Because I remember we tried as girls at Saint used to give each other in our little circle, in my circle, nicknames, but it never stick. It just never stick.
Yeah.
We never try.
We
tried. But may I ask a question a different way then? Or do you know the man them nickname? Or do you know, because the other day Andrea talked to somebody,
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Or do because Andrea talked to somebody there and them say, a Pantry's sister that. And she say, who name Pantry? Because no for the man them, a nickname we know them by. Nickname. So, I want to know a nickname. I want to get familiar with nickname. You know all of the boys them nickname?
Yes.
So yeah, we would know them because Lance, you would have called each other on a nickname in front of us, so we would know them.
Well, that's
you
true.
get to know it.
That's true.
That.
Because we call, I say a certain name and I say, who that Lance? Yeah, that's true. That's
Yes,
true.
you would have said that. So we knew your name. Them used to call you Jelly, but we wouldn't call you Jelly.
That's true. I'm not...
In fact, when you introduced yourself to us, you introduced yourself as Lance.
Yeah.
Right,
But
that's
that's
how
another
we
thing.
knew you.
That's another thing we talk about again, When a man is going to introduce himself to a woman or a girl, him not you introducing her as the nickname.
No.
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 Yeah, because you know what?
Team juvenile,
If I come introduce himself, I say, yeah, I read this, No.
Correct.
Those are common name Nick Gillian, what wrong with you? The color, trust me, in 40 years, anything at all. It's some trust. But so Nikki, what was your most special memory of Pembroke Hall?
For me, I think when I think of Pembroke Hall, I remember the people. And you made a comment. You made a comment earlier in the discussion, the fact that we can remember these names 40 years later, and it's because you remember the people. I don't remember. I can't think of. I mean, I've told you, you've heard some little, funny things that have happened to us growing up. But for me, the things that stick out are just the people. I can name the boys on the street. You know what I mean? Michelle talk about Anthony and Big Ray and Gladdy and all of them. We haven't seen them since we left. But that is who you remember. You remember Mr. Salmon and Miss Dacus and Grands and Mr. Whittle and the Rileys. You know what I mean? You remember them all. But it's just the people because them had such a there was such a big part of your life, Yeah. So for me, when I think about Pembroke Hall, I think about the people.
Yeah, there's a special guy. I just say the people made the community. It wasn't say it was building. I just the people.
Yeah, it's the people.
Yeah, the people around. Yeah.
Like I thought we'd hear talking, Michelle. And you remember the time that Sam tell us when he went to the dentist? We all remember that story, don't it? And the dentist pull out his teeth. I mean, just the stories, Land. I mean, that is a story that is 40 years old. I can still remember it.
Remember it? Yeah.
Because there were not only the community and the people, but there were such good times. We had good laughs. There were things we would laugh about, and just really good memories. And that is what I remember the people.
All right. Let me ask you a question, and all four now, I will answer this. I can answer this. When we live on the other side of Pembroke Hall, let me say, we have our shop. We have about 3 or 4 shops. I mean, like a whole shop. When you have in the shop around Pafuna ends, when you say we're at it, when you need a pound of rice.
Yes, we did. On Annandale.
On Annandale.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Really? There was a shop on Annandale?
Yeah.
Yes, a little house shop, yes. I've been there.
Middle.
It wasn't in the middle.
And on Pembroke Hall Tribe, they had a sewing shop.
Yeah, the mother little lady
that sew.
Mommy used to sew. And I can't tell how much time we have for walk for get needle.
Needle or thread or zip.
Right. Yeah.
Zip.
And
And zip and go make the button hole and all of the something there, yes.
No,
yeah.
And she have that section well grilled up, and she open a tiny grill just to talk to you.
Yeah.
cover your and do all things.
That's below the church
Yeah, just below the on Pembroke Hall Drive.
on Pembroke Hall Drive. You say
It's
hate to go.
beside Lushy.
No,
The-
further up. Further up.
No, the woods were further down.
Right. The shop is actually further up on Pembroke Hall Drive. Not far from the church.
Yeah, few houses down from the church.
Should know.
I wasn't aware because I live around that side. I just shop them around that side. But our shop, well, there was a shop close to the primary school, Mr. Lindsay shop, well known to anybody who go Pembroke Hall Primary. Because when we just start primary school, we could have buy 25 cents could I buy my lunch, Michelle. 5 cent bun, 5 cent cheese, and a drinks. And that the bun and cheese was selling. When I look on that, at that time I know it's inflation wicked.
What?
Eh?
Yeah, no, there was a one shop down there at Annandale.
And
And then the
Yep.
supermarket came.
then who?
And then they had the supermarket afterwards.
Yeah, the supermarket and the middle of Pembroke Hall. Yes.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, going there.
Yeah, that was close to where me live on the other side. But that when you go to supermarket, it's like a uptown you go and all them things. Like the shop them. Where you couldn't go to the supermarket, go ask you a pound of saltfish.
No.
No, or a half pound. At times you want half a bread. You couldn't.
A big Gilla oil.
Right, and them take out the thing, the measuring cup, and them throw the aisle in front of exactly.
Oh boy.
Oh my God.
Exactly. But let me ask you something else though. It's like, you remember when the John Cunningham man used to come through Pembroke Hall?
Yes.
No.
No,
No, I don't.
I don't know.
I
Only the
do.
broom. Only the broom man.
Very, very early. Before long time ago when I was
Don't know.
at the very beginning. I remember it. It was long time ago.
Yeah, I
I
remember.
don't remember that at all.
I don't have any recollection of that.
Yeah, that probably fade away after a while. But I remember it. You don't remember it, Michelle?
Yes, I remember it because at the same time I can remember when we had the trees at the park.
With trees.
We had
Which
the
trees?
triangle. Did you know we had a
Oh.
trees
But
around there?
But they
And
were
then-
always there.
They were always there.
No,
they
they're not.
never moved the trees.
They
No.
cut it down right before Grands. There was a tree there.
I
When
thought it was still there.
No, they cut it down
Michelle, when?
right before Grands.
But when?
But they had trees on that triangle. I know that.
I just remember that tree because I climbed that tree, and I
You
don't remember.
climb on
I
the
think-
park?
Couldn't come.
No.
Oh, mommy, let you climb it.
You
Yeah.
How is that possible?
And can you imagine now that is the reason why I had to lock her in?
Yeah. Michelle was a tomboy mommy, right?
Yes.
Okay, I hear you.
That explains the missing tree.
Mommy, I arrange to get the tree cut though. Cause I have some parents sit
Yes.
away there, you know. Them say the children them I go out of style and say, you know what? I can't change the area, but I can't change the environment. So you just arrange for somebody from down a water commission from cut down the tree.
That must have been it. Because how come Nikki and I can't?
In fact, this thing. Remember, this is how I remember it. You know, I got bee sting on that tree.
Oh.
Yeah,
Mommy must have.
bees are wasps, Michelle.
Wasp.
You know me, I said bees, yes. Yeah,
Wasp.
yeah
wasp.
Michelle a real tomboy for true. Cause the climb on tree and I get wasting. I'm boiting them then, seriously.
The only tree I remember climbing was a breadfruit tree in the backyard.
Yeah.
And I was climbing the cherry tree and I get scratched up. And the mango.
Yes, I remember yeah, go ahead.
You don't remember running around the triangle? Sometimes we used to have some race around the triangle.
No,
I do remember. Yeah.
I don't remember that.
But
Yes.
mommy wasn't there.
No, mommy wasn't there.
So you took us out of the house.
I mean, Mama was at work.
I don't remember where mommy was, but we did like to run.
So we follow you. Investigate us.
Oh.
All right, look, let me ask you this question about, and Mom, you can take this one first. What was Christmas like at Pembroke Hall?
Oh. We never usually spend Christmas Day at home. I always go to my dad for Christmas.
That's up in Glengarve.
Right.
Yeah.
But leading on to Christmas, lots of presents and things like that. And the cake. Remember that black cake and thing like that?
And
Rum,
sorrel.
yeah, sorry.
Sorrel, yeah.
Very, very good.
Mm-hmm.
Family.
Again. Yeah.
Yes.
And you, Michelle, your memories of Christmas at Pembroke Hall?
My memories of Christmas include something that we used to do all the time. So we used to go all the time. The day before is Christmas Eve. Yeah, Christmas Eve we used to go to the mall.
Thoroughly.
No, to the mall.
But like where Lee's Fifth Avenue was up there.
Like
Right.
half a tree, yeah.
Yeah.
Drop us off at about like where Red Hills Road meet up onto there. We walk all the way down, or she would drop us at. It's either one of the two, but she drop us and she leave us there, and we just walk until Christmas done, Christmas Eve. So until Christmas Day. So start up like till about 12. That was our only little time that we could meet up with everybody and you're in the mall together. I remember that distinctly. Those were the best times for me.
That's a regular day. You're right. The guy just walk the whole strip of Constant Spring Road to the mall. Yes.
Yeah, man.
And
Tropical
people.
Plaza, Mall, Lane.
And everybody was there. Yeah.
everybody.
So your friends would have meet up there from school and all the way you want to know.
And everybody meet up there. It was like a meeting place for everybody. I don't know what you used to do, but I know everybody, all the high school, everybody in the mall at that time. And that was before it became really unsafe, you know.
Yeah,
I remember one time remember they used to blow up the balloons and somebody must have decided to blow hydrogen up in the balloon and that was the end of that.
Yeah, that was in the tree. Yeah, somebody lost their feet. I remember.
Oh, no.
As a matter of fact, I didn't know. Somebody didn't know that lady who lost her feet. So yeah, I know about that incident, Michelle. Yeah.
Yeah.
That changed the dynamic of the whole thing when somebody got injured.
Yeah.
God, the place was so crowded. It was so
Right.
it was the vibes it good, but then as I said, people start doing safe things and waiting him there. So yeah. I remember that to Michelle. That's a good memory I bring up. This that's a walk to. You know, live near half a tree, but you just go walk through the mall. You know, buy nothing, you know.
No, you just mix him.
Well, Lance, to be honest with you, I would make one purchase, because at that time now, as a teenager now, you have a little girlfriend, so you save and you buy a little Kiku or a little
perfume. We call it Kuku and a couscous attack.
No man, Kiku man. It's
from the French. Okay.
You remember the commercial? Let me see. The same people I make Brute 33. So we go. We just peruse them all and buy a little perfume thing, and deliver.
What's that one in the black and white box? Is that one?
The Kiko was in a yellow container. I mean, I remember there was a whole advert, but and for the men was a fresh smell of Bruce, just right for that holiday. And come to the Fabergé, my friend.
Gosh!
I don't know if you remember that commercial, but
yeah, man, I just said Brute. I
Xanadu,
remember
it's something new.
I remember.
Get aphrodisiac, Kiko, get a golden. That was a commercial that played at Christmas. So when you go to the mall now, you have to save your little lunch money during the course of the year so that you can buy your special girl a little gift.
Yeah.
So Gillian, your memories of Christmas in Pembroke Hall?
Well, what I do remember is the baking, the preparation, to get things ready, to actually do the baking. A lot of that. It's interesting. For our house, there wasn't such a big emphasis on must have the perfect Christmas tree. It was more like the family that are going to come and visit, the people that you're going to see.
Yes.
That was more important. I mean, you might have a tree, but it's not the same emphasis as it is here. It's more about the people who is coming for dinner, who you're going to see, who's coming by. That was more it. And like Michelle, oh goodness, just going to the mall alone and just mixing and mingling with everybody there. I mean, even like you said, Lance, without needing to buy anything. You just want to go and walk through there. Just see the people. That was more important. And then, of course, Christmas time, you also have, the different parties you attend. Again, another social thing going on there. So that's always good too.
And you, Nikki, any special memories of Christmas and Pembroke Hall?
So for me, Christmas, everything, just piggybacking on everything Michelle and Gillian said. But in addition to that, for me, I remember the food, right? It's a lot about the social aspect of it, and a big part of that is the food, right? And so with that is something that we have tried to continue as a family. Like, even though we live in separate places, for us, Christmas is still a really, really special time, and it's all about family. So even today, we still continue those traditions around social gatherings and making sure that no matter where we are in the world, that Christmas is that time of year that we prioritize getting together. And we continue that up until, Mommy had Christmas breakfast, and that involved, fried dumpling and ackee and saltfish and liver and callaloo and breadfruit, all of that.
All the traditional food, yeah.
All of that still, because it is so important for us to gather around Christmas and to just celebrate with each other in our traditional ways. And so for me, a big part of Christmas is that. And I remember that about Pembroke Hall, around the food and the festivities and the social gatherings.
Yeah, I remember them too. The cereal and the cake and just
all of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
At one time, I think even in Christmas time, I remember caroling. That was a thing to do too with the young people. They go out with the people from the church and they carol.
Oh yes, I think Christmas carol. Yes.
Yeah, and I know that's probably not a big thing here. No, or probably that definitely has changed in Jamaica, but that was a thing to do.
Even the community setup here different. It's a different thing completely, man. I maybe I take it for granted, but maybe Pembroke Hall was just uniquely different, because I can't think I grew up in another place to give the sense of community Pembroke Hall gave us. And I don't know. Somebody else would have to tell me. I can't think growing up in Meadowbrook, you'd have the same thing, or Heavendale. I just don't know.
And those communities were larger, so people didn't have that knowledge of each other. Like, most families didn't know each other, in Heavendale or Meadowbrook. Whereas it was more a closer knit community in Pembroke Hall. And I guess because a lot of parents worked in the same environment, they had knowledge of each other, and so it fostered that closer relationship. And then, of course, the ball or the sports and the school within the community. To
I can't to Philip and Philip course with me sometime. Nikki and Michelle and Gillian and Mommy and Philip said Pembroke Hall is like an all-inclusive community. It's like you never have to leave, forget nothing at all. Everything you want is in a Pembroke Hall. In a Pembroke Hall, so yeah. And he had a whole heap of sisters too. He had a whole so I'm not here for shit, but he had a whole heap of sisters. So he understand the girls part. A whole heap of sisters, but kind of different because it was more both male and female. Both male and female from female. Then 2 doors below me, or about 3 doors below me. Philip N.A., yeah. When I'm sister, I went to Merle Grove. Yeah, one went to Pembroke Hall, so yeah.
Is it, hold a minute, is it Philip?
Is that related to Miss Henny?
Yeah, you know him?
I don't know. We had a Miss Henny, so I don't know if it's the same family.
No, but I don't think it is. But I know that there's a Michelle Henny. Is that his brother, her brother?
Yeah, man, Michelle brother. Yes.
Oh, okay. I know Michelle very well. Michelle. Oh, okay. I know the Hennys.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You probably know Michelle well. Yeah. You know my dad. Michelle younger brother. Dad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Michelle and we are the same age group. So yes. Michelle and I went to Pembroke Hall. Well, she went to Merle Grove. Yes. Yeah. Anyway, ladies, that Sim doesn't take it in over there talk for 2 hours. So I'm kind of asking a couple of last questions in terms of say, I'm going to go around the table and ask you the question. And moms, you first, I'm going to ask the same question I ask all now. Is there any question or anything you want to bring up? Because a lot of time people come on this podcast, our conversation, not podcast. And when them leave, they must say, boy, the one Lance, if I'm not asked with a question there, I want to him. So may I give you the floor now to say, is there anything you want to talk about where you think I could ask, where I didn't ask?
Well, I personally think that you did a good job. You covered nearly everything or most things, so I'll think about it, and if anything, I'll come back.
And Michelle, the same thing for you. Anything where you want, could not even a question, anything you want to comment on, the floor is yours. Shadir, or should I think about it?
You're thinking.
I hear the wheels turning.
Andre, I wish we were seeing each other face to face. But I do wish somewhat we had the forum that all children could meet each other. That I wish with all my heart. I think that is what I would have loved,
All children.
Some forum where we all, all our kids could meet each other and know each other. And see us all together, because it's such a good vibe that we had growing up in Pembroke Hall. And I don't think they would ever see it unless we are all together.
That's true.
And they see the comradeship, because it's such a different vibe and a different energy. They're sitting together. So I hope that, I don't know, maybe there's a way we could have something that we all meet. Or get to meet, I don't know. We're not a school like you could say, okay, Excelsior meet or Casey meet, but it would have been nice to see us all meet and the kids see us and see what we were like at that age, because it's interesting to see the dynamics,
Yeah.
Michelle, to that point, there used to be an annual Pembroke Hall reunion in the New York area. And that has discontinued now for a number of years. So, just like this conversation starts a lot of memories, maybe it's some of the people who hold that connection, like yourself and Lance and Patrick, my classmate, will, eventually say, well, listen, we can have a reunion and invite people and their families, because it's just like it was then. It's a family-oriented mindset now, and so that could still happen.
And to that point, Michelle, it doesn't have to be one big reunion. It could be a number of different reunions where you just meet up with the people.
Yeah, but it would be nice. It would.
No, I agree with you. I feel your energy exactly what I say. I know exactly what I feel. So I know what you're talking about. So yeah.
Because our kids don't get to see that energy, and it's an amazing energy to see it.
It is. And I hear it on these conversations, they talk and I laugh and I remember certain things. And it's like, when them hear this, they might go wonder, say, well, them might laugh about so, them fine, so. They say they never grow up at Pembroke Hall and not quite understand it, but listen. listen. So, Gillian, any question or anything you want to say, what you think we could have bring up? Or we never bring up at all, or anything?
Well, let me start off by saying thank you for including us in this podcast. I mean, it was really kind of eye-opening, a lot of fun. Definitely enjoyed it. In terms of questions or comments, I think we have said so much. I don't really have anything specific right now. I have to think about it a little bit longer. But definitely thanks for giving us this opportunity, both you and
Andre.
Andre.
Yeah, man. And you, Nikki, the same question go to you in terms of, say, is there anything where you want to bring up, any question in the memories, anything where you think me leave out, or any question anything me could have asked?
I don't know if I said any questions you'd ask. I'll echo what Gillian says, right? In terms of giving us the opportunity to have this conversation, because I think what it has done, Lance, right? I mean, I know it was designed around talking about Pembroke Hall, but what it has done, it is highlighted just the importance of community, right? because just listen to us. We've been talking here for a long time, right? I don't think any of us feels like this has been as long as we've been talking. But because of the community and the friendship and the common ground that we have to go over, right? Look how easy this conversation has been, right? And I think it just highlights the importance of community, and in a really, really good way. You know what I mean? So we've gotten so much from this conversation besides just talking about Pembroke Hall, right? Because I think what we've all would agree is that Pembroke Hall has shaped who we all are as individuals, as adults, right? And what we carry through with our kids and with our families, and how we conduct ourselves, and how well-rounded I think all of us are. So it's been a really good discussion and just a really great opportunity to highlight the importance of that kind of community.
Yeah, thank you. Andre, anything you think we could have asked and leave out there?
Well, I want to, before even saying that, I want to piggyback on what the lady said, because the first conversation that you had with Richard Nathan, I was sold, I was intrigued, and you have invited me to co-host, and this is, I think, the fourth occasion. So I have to say a huge thank you for that, because today illustrates to me that here it is, I feel like I have 3 new sisters and a new mom, right? and it really, it speaks to the commonality of the mindset in Pembroke Hall, that we feel like, I knew I was raised in a very wholesome family, a great home, and it's very apparent that the same is true for everybody on the call. And just listening to the experiences, we have now extended the family, because Lance, you and I didn't know each other, but your brother was my classmate from the 4th grade, right? And you and my cousins are friends, but because of Pembroke Hall, the age difference, if you're a year or 2 younger, you'd probably know the sibling and not the person, yeah? And so these conversations now give us a chance to expand the relationships and to learn more about people that perhaps you saw at a distance, and now you can hear and listen to their experiences. So it's wonderful what you're doing, my brother, and I'm happy to be a part of it, and I'm overjoyed to have met these ladies today.
Yeah, go ahead. Who that was, Mommy?
That was
Nikki.
me.
Okay.
You, Andre.
Well, I have one last question. I have one last question for all of you. Last question. And I just get this question from last night. I was talking to my friends from Meadowbrook, and I same question I asked him, and him give me that question after I asked, and I said, Jelly, why never ask? Well, Jelly, them call me a Meadowbrook mostly. I'm going to ask, I start with you, Nikki. I'm going to go the other way this time.
Hey, go first.
Eh?
I should get that first, please.
I'm going the other way with the question. That Mama can get a chance to think about the question.
Lance, you know how rare it is that I go first, because I always love.
Well, Lance, you have to switch it up, you know, so you have to switch it up.
And then Lance, I will always be in the middle.
Yeah.
I never go on the end. I never go first. How fair is that?
Gillian, that's like me. I'm the middle boy. I have that.
We're always in the middle. We don't get to go first, or we don't get to go last.
Yeah. You have a choice. Yeah, so you first, Nikki. How does it make you feel? I bring up back them Pembroke Hall memories after 40 years.
That we have such clear memories it makes me feel really, really, I think the word is whole. right? Because it was a huge part of our lives, right? A huge part of our lives. Sometimes, I mean, as you move on with life, and you get older and you start families and you start making new traditions and new histories. Sometimes you don't go back and revisit these times. But I think what it has said to me is that they're always so strong in your mind anyway. You know what I mean? And to me, talking about this today, yeah, it just make you feel whole because you realize, my goodness, all these memories, they're so far back. Like, I can remember that gate incident like it was yesterday, right? But it had a profound impact on your life and how you were raised. They've, these stories truly shape who you are. And for all of us to speak so clearly about them, it just makes it real in terms of the role it played in shaping who we are today. So it was really, really just really wholesome to be able to revisit it and speak about it and laugh about it and 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 truly explore it with other people who had shared some of the same experiences. Or in the case of you and Andre, we grew up in the same community and you saw things from a different perspective. So it was great to be able to share that as well, you know? So, yeah, just really a wholesome experience, Lance.
And you, Gillian, the same question, how it make you feel? I bring up back all these memories after 40 years. I grew up in a Pembroke Hall. 40, 50 years, really, yeah.
Right. Okay. Almost similar to Nikki, but for me, it has been refreshing and enlightening. Refreshing in terms of, you get to revisit these memories. You understand that you're not the only one who has these memories. There are other people. There's you and Andre who have similar memories. Might not be the exact same thing, but similar. And enlightening because your perspective might be different from mine. And I just find it makes you feel that where you were raised and how you were raised and who you were raised around. It really, really matters, and it has just been a blessing, and an honor almost to be living in the era that you were when you were a child. I'm always grateful. But, where I was raised, when I was raised, the part of Jamaica I was raised in Pembroke Hall.
Yeah, man. That's how I feel about it, too. Yeah.
I mean, it's so many things you could do. I mean, Lance, we had parties in Pembroke Hall and people attended. I mean, my gosh, you have the community, you have the parties, you're able to walk safely to the bus stop and all these other things. I mean, so many things you could do. So much pleasant memories, along with your neighbors.
Yeah.
And the different people there. So, yeah, very, very refreshing, and warm feelings for Pembroke Hall, for sure.
And Michelle, how does it make you feel? I bring up back all these memories from 40 years.
I'm piggybacking on everybody, and at the same time, what came to mind, I said, what feeling, and the feeling was warmth, and warmth means comforting to me, and warmth means wholesome. Nikki put that word, and I think that word describes it, but the feeling and emotion is warmth, a lot of comfort and happiness. There's sadness, there's only happiness, but a nice mellow feeling. I appreciate it a lot. It brought back a lot of memories. It brought back how important it is for us to have well-rounded experiences, and I think family was extended to beyond. That's what it brought out to me. Family was extended to beyond my immediate family and to the community. How important that was. And then, you know what? I think what came home to us well when we were talking is the importance of being able to not be clustered, not be cloaked, but be allowed to be free, to think, to explore, to walk by yourself, to be able to do all of that is something that's so necessary. With space, we needed space, and I think what that community is a different. It gives you space in a free environment that you could not feel unsafe. So I loved it. I enjoyed it, and warmth, I think, is the emotion that came. Yeah.
And you, mommy, what make you feel I bring up back all these memories
Oh,
And you're the first mother on this program, so.
those memories were just great. I thank you very much for having me, being the first mother. And it caused me to look back and say, did I do something right or did I do something wrong? You know, I would never change what I did. Mind you, now is a different era, differently, but I have no regrets there. And thank you so much. You too, Andre, you would have been in the same position like Lance.
I feel the love, Mom. I feel the love.
Provided that you come in and sit down and converse for a while so they can vet you.
Yes.
Oh yes, well, my mother would not have had it any other way, so she trained me well.
Yeah. Well, yeah, go ahead. Whoever that was, go ahead.
No, that was just me again saying thank you, and I enjoyed every moment of it.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that. But before, yeah, go ahead, Dylan.
Lance, when you first approached me about doing this podcast, do you remember our conversation?
Yes.
But Lance, what am I going to say? What am I going to say? What am I going to hear?
What we're going to talk about, exactly. I'm saying
2 hours about this.
Exactly.
And look at the time.
Over 2 hours. Yeah.
So it's a credit to both you and Andre.
Yeah.
If you were not so engaging, then probably it wouldn't have. Maybe it would have been a different outcome,
It's a credit to all our man. All our the this and the conversation was flow and it's fun, so.
Yeah.
So, but any closing remark, and Gillian, I'm going to start with you first because you are the one who instigated this. And make sure this happens. So I change it around.
No, Lance, you were the one who instigated.
No. Well, you are the one. I said to you, say, okay. Well, you take my bait then. Any
yeah, to the bait.
Any closing remarks?
The closing remarks. You're doing a good job, Lance and Andre. Keep it up. I mean, there's so much to learn, so much other people to meet. I commend you on this, and I look forward to more. And I thank you again for the opportunity, both you and Andre.
And Michelle, any closing remarks?
I've never been in the middle.
Well, you purposely do it that way. I see the strategy.
Yeah, go ahead.
Andre, I think this is a good time to say, I don't remember who you are. Probably we have met someplace, but it was great, to have you here and to feel the warmth. It was great, and I guess it's a credit to Pembroke Hall, to what Hall has made, has developed or has done to us.
Yes, I appreciate that.
My closing remark is basically you guys did a good job, and looking forward to more, and looking forward to hearing more, and looking forward to exploring more I guess more topics. Just looking forward to it. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Bye.
The thing is, everybody come on have a different perspective. I hear the same story every week. It's a different thing completely. That's what everybody remember different. They might look on the same thing, but it's a different thing them saying. And that's the beauty about this conversation. And Nikki, any closing remark?
Yeah, just again, I'll echo everybody's gratitude and thankfulness for this opportunity. Great discussion, great conversation, great questions, Lance, in terms of forcing us to be really thoughtful and to really dig in the vaults of our minds, right, as we think about some of the questions you posed. So a really nice job with that. It just is, again, I'm just blown away by the fact that we have not seen each other in years, but the conversations just flowed, right? There was no, it was like it was 40 years ago, us hanging out on the veranda chatting, right?
We never skip a beat. We haven't skipped a beat, Nikki, right? About that. Like, we never skip a beat at all, yeah.
Exactly. And I think that is a testament to the friendship, the friendships you know, and it makes you appreciate them so much and realize what deep, true friendships they are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So thank you for the thoughtfulness. Looking forward to what you're doing. I mean, this is a great idea and a great forum to do this. Yeah, so definitely looking forward to what's next.
Yeah, thank you. And mums, as I say, any closing remark from you?
Thanks again. Thanks for being that son that I had, or I never had. Andre, you too. And
Thank you, Mom.
I'm looking forward to
Your mom. He has graduated.
Yes.
I just want to tell you, I don't have no regrets about locking the gate.
Andre, before I ask about in the closing remark, what I can remember most about this conversation is Nikki and Gillian and Michelle crossing that pipe at Queensbury. You know, them dress and school uniform. I said, but me climb up, I don't want to do it, but anyway, I'll leave it.
Lance, when we see you again, we will demonstrate.
Yes, yes.
There is a strategy.
And that's what Michelle I said, want for meet up. That's exactly what Michelle means by want for meet up. Because
I have to show you how we did it.
let's show them a story. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
God help us if your foot gets stuck. God help you if your foot gets stuck.
So, Andre, any closing remark before I close this out? Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say that these conversations have forced me to the realization that all my years in Jamaica, my formative years were in Pembroke Hall. I migrated in 1977, right after high school. And so from 62 to 77, my family lived in Pembroke Hall. And it has helped to shape who I am today. And so I have to give credit to the community. And I believe the ladies used a lot of adjectives: warmth, community, safety. All of these things combine to or conspire to describe Pembroke Hall. And you know, we will forever be indebted to the community that we were fortunate enough to be a part of. Yeah. And so when we talk about it, we realize that these memories are being indelibly etched in our minds, because you know, once the conversation starts, it flows, and we can recall them with ease. So that is, I'm looking forward to more of this, you know, great fond anticipation. So I thank you and the ladies on the call, and I'm fortunate to be a part of the conversation that included the first mom. So, you know, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So those are my closing remarks.
Yeah, thank you, Andre. Thank you. And ladies, I'm going to call out the name. Moms. And you know, when you say the name Gloria, I remember I said that's your, I remember your name as that. Mrs. Hylton. Mom, right? Michelle Hylton. Turnbull, I should put on her thing. Gillian Hylton. And Nicole, and I don't, forgive me, I don't remember her married name, but yeah, Nicole Hylton.
Yeah.
Okay. It was a real pleasure that you come and join the conversation. I particularly enjoy this, and I'm really grateful and appreciate that you decided to come on and come share the memories. And other people here now realize how easy and comfortable the conversation is. So them now have nothing to worry about. I do have not got your question, so. No, got it good. That's not this is about. It's about those memories and pleasant memories. That's all it's about. So I thank you for coming, Andre. Thank you for coming on a short notice. As I say, I call you Friday because Philip couldn't come, and I appreciate you coming on. And God bless all the way. God bless all on the Hylton clan, as I call you, Andre. And thank
Yeah,
you for coming.
blessed.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Lance.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Blessed.
Thank you, Lance and Andre.
All
Thank
right.
you, Andre.
Was
Bye-bye.
a wonderful experience, ladies.
Yeah, man. All right, thanks. Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right, then.
Yeah, man.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Pembroke Hall Memories podcast. And remember to give us all the support you can on whatever social media platform you are listening. A special thanks to my production manager, Kyle Prince, who takes care of everything involved in getting the podcast out every week. And without him, I would not be able to do what I love doing every week, having memorable conversation about Pembroke Hall. Thanks.